Hello, 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 everybody. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Thursday? I'm still feeling a little under the weather. Um, I am here, late but here. Better late than never, right? There's actually a bunch of news today, a bunch of stuff that's going on all over the newsland. And for cases, there's one specifically that mirrors a lot of what our sewer turtle claims, his claims are for his defamation suit. And I kind of wanted to, you know, remind people at how miserably that failed for this other person on TikTok that had to deal with a defamation suit. So I feel kind of the same. I'm really tired, energy drained, almost like an energy vampire came and sucked all my energy out. A little bit of a fever still, headache. I've just been drinking a lot of water. I had some rice and a little bit of chicken last night, and that was okay. I kept that down, so that was pretty good. I couldn't eat anything heavy, so it was just rice and white rice and chicken. I like white rice. It's bland. It's one of those things you're supposed to have when you're sick anyway. So I got a couple things here, actually. I also, because I'm not normally on at this time, we're missing a bunch of people, and I don't think they got the notification, because usually I can tell when people don't get the notification. Also, chat has been wonky for the past 2 days, and I'm guessing it's because I got this weird message from YouTube the other day. So it was 3 days ago, and chat's been wonky for 2. I got this message that they're changing something with the super stickers. Like, they're replacing super stickers with something similar to TikTok, where it's supposed to be like a picture that moves or like some sort of animation. I obviously have not seen that in action yet, but I don't know. I got a message from YouTube or an email that says basically that super stickers are replaced now with these animations for not just vertical streaming, but horizontal streaming as well. So not just on your phone, but also on the computer. I don't know how that works. I have not seen it in action, so I'm not sure, what it looks like, how it works, or anything like that. But I guess we'll find out when someone sends a super sticker. We'll find out how that works, I guess. Something new that they only did apparently for like vertical streams. I don't know. They're saying they're rolling it out. That's what I put on it. Just a little pepper, a little butter. That's it. It's definitely a comfort food. I feel like it's a comfort food for me, for sure. And also, I knew I wasn't gonna, it wasn't gonna come back up. So that was that. Okay, so back to this lawsuit, right? Well, first of all, there's a couple things going on, right? A judge just released a note that Jeffrey Epstein supposedly wrote before his death that they're calling a sort of suicide note, right? So that was thing number one that we're going to talk about today. Then there was, I'm still keeping an eye, at least, on the South Carolina Appeals Court, because they have the appeal for Alex Murdaugh. And this is sad to say, because I believe that Alex Murdaugh is guilty, right? Most people do. But his appeal is actually quite compelling. And it's a little, it's fucking with my brain, because most of the time it's standard and you're like, all right, they're just arguing the same, nonsense crap they always argue, and this is nothing's going to happen from this. But Alex Murdaugh's appeal actually has some teeth to it. And I am convinced that there's a damn good chance that they actually give him a new trial based upon what he is claiming with the court officer issue or the court clerk issue. And so I think it's Tuesdays. No, Wednesdays. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. So they release all their dockets on what they're going to go over either on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I looked, there's nothing. I see nothing. So, I mean, there was one case that I saw and it wasn't the Murdaugh case. So that, like, they put it up there before it's going to be out. There's a lot of speculation. Obviously, there's a lot of opinions on the Murdaugh case on whether or not he's going to get a new trial. You know, we can't say until we actually get the papers, right, from the court, from the appeals court. Like, you simply won't know and can't know until that comes out. But there's a ton of speculation, a actual ton of fucking speculation surrounding whether he's going to get a new trial. And there's a ton of reports that, like, oh, a source has said there's a unanimous decision, he's going to get a new trial. And it's like, okay, there's a likelihood that he could get a new trial. Absolutely. There is some teeth in this appeal, right? But we don't know until the docket is out, and the docket simply isn't out. So how the fuck are we supposed to know, right? So I'm going to go over a little bit with you guys what about it has teeth and why it's so concerning that someone like him obviously might get a second shot at a trial with what I believe that he did, which was awful. Even his housekeeper came out and said, like, she knew he did it because of certain things that he did and certain things that he said to the investigators and certain things he did that day that he didn't normally do, and so on and so forth. He was wearing a different shirt when he left, you know, things like that. Hey, girl. So first, this is the Epstein note. This is what everyone's all up in arms over, this quote suicide note, right? So I mean, at least what they're calling a suicide note. It's not. I wouldn't call it a suicide note. My dad did leave notes when he passed, and so, I mean, I wouldn't call this a suicide note. This is essentially what the judge released. They investigated for a fucking month, nothing, found nothing. So a 15-year-old charge. I can't make out what that last one says, but it's. What you want me to cry about it? Basically says what you want me to do. Cry, and he says no fun, not worth it. I don't. You know, he talks about saying goodbye. It's what it's so hard to make out his writing looking over here because I'm having on the small screen here and the big screen here. It is a treat to be able to. I think it says chase yours. Time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye. So I'm guessing they're taking this time to say goodbye part and just saying, like, oh, hey, it's a suicide note. And then he says, what you want me to do? You know, cry about it, basically. And he says, no fun, not worth it. Like, that's what they're purporting to say is the Epstein suicide note. They're saying that his old cellmate found it in a graphic novel and gave it to the investigators. I don't know if I'm buying all that. Now, listen, I'm not a huge, conspiracy person when it comes to some of this shit, but I'll tell you this much. If there was ever a conspiracy that I would believe when it comes to shit like this would be the one. Simply because there are very high profile people, judges, politicians, famous people, that either turned a blind eye to what Jeffrey Epstein was doing or engaged in it with him, right? And we've already seen the large pushback when it comes to releasing the, basically anybody who was on that island with him, or anybody who was doing this shit, they basically have been trying to hide that since day one. And that's just not cool, right? That's simply just not cool. And so I'm like, what in the actual fuck? Like, what in the actual fuck? Why would they be trying this hard to hide so much if there was nothing to hide? And so we know that the victims know a lot of people that were involved, obviously, and there's a lot of victims. And we have a couple representatives, at least, that have said they will compile a list if the government does not release the names of some of these people who are involved. And the point behind that is you're not above the fucking law. You don't get a shield because you're a judge or a politician or a famous person, or it's embarrassing for you. No one else gets a shield. Why would any of these people get a shield? Especially doing the most horrific thing you can do or be involved in, right? None of them were investigated. None of them were, arrested. He didn't do it alone, right? He didn't fucking do it alone. Let's be real here. And of course, the victims all say that he didn't, right? So we know other people were involved. Now we're talking about giving Maxwell a fucking pardon. Like, some of this shit is wild. Just absolutely wild. First of all, the fact that she was put in a minimum security is against the rule completely of the Justice Department. If you're convicted of anything to do with sex crimes, you are not allowed to be in a minimum facility. Yet she got the minimum facility. And what I'm told, was that she was given the minimum facility because it was essentially a bribe. We'll give you the cushiest place we can give you if you shut the fuck up and don't say shit about anyone else, and we'll try to get you a pardon. I don't know how well ultimately that's going to work out for her if she pushes back and says, I'm not out of here, I haven't gotten a pardon yet, I'm going to start talking. Do you think we see another, quote, unaliving? I don't know. But I'll tell you, it's suspect. It's sus. I've sussed this. This is sus, right? This is not a suicide note. But of course, that's what the headlines read, right? This is a, quote, Epstein suicide note. I would not take this as a fucking suicide note. I would take this as a note that inmates pass in between cells. Again, I worked at a prison. I've seen many notes just like this, quick and easy. The other person might know exactly what you mean. A lot of times they talk in code, things like that. So a lot of the times the inmates will use strings or like a toothbrush, something weighted to connect it to it and throw it across the room if they're locked in their cell to try to slide it under the cell door of the person that they want to give it to. And the toothbrush will catch on the door and it'll stop and that person can untie it, whatever. So I've seen, a billion of these, quote, notes from working in that field and working in corrections. I myself, in my opinion, would not take this as a suicide. The only thing that he remotely says close to that is time to say goodbye. But again, it's in the context of everything else he's saying. 15-year-old charges. I take it as he means it's time to say goodbye to the investigating these 15-year-old charges because whatever, He says, what you gonna do? Cry about it? No fun, not worth it. And that doesn't read to me like a unaliving note. It just simply does not. Now, you guys can give your opinions on what you think when it comes to that and what you don't think when it comes to that. But that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on that. So that's that. That's that portion of the show. Quick and easy and get that done. Out of the way. Epstein shit done. Okay. Now, the one that I find interesting besides the Murdaugh stuff is this TikToker. This TikToker that during the Idaho 4 case, and you guys remember that case, that was the Brian Kohberger case, right? Kohberger pleaded guilty for the death of the 4 college students there in Idaho. There was a TikToker, and yeah, that's what it sounds like to me too. Just rambling, written down. Doesn't look like, yeah, it doesn't to me either. And again, my dad left 2 notes, and I'm not saying every suicide note's going to read the same, obviously, but my best friend, God rest her soul, her dad attempted his life twice before he ultimately succeeded by injecting himself with insulin. And he didn't need insulin, he wasn't a diabetic. And he had left notes. And so we kind of compared and contrasted back then. Just, that was a long time ago, but you know, it was my dad and then her dad years later, and it was like, what were our dads thinking? Why would they do such a thing? And, you know, the tone of them. And this to me was more like this guy's just talking to another inmate, you know? This is what they claim. They claim he wrote this. They claim Jeffrey Epstein wrote this, and a judge is releasing it as part of the investigation. They say that his cellmate found it in a graphic novel, tucked into like a graphic novel he was reading. There's no way, obviously, other than what the media is saying, to confirm whether he actually wrote this or not, right? And I'm not one to take the mainstream media's word these days for a lot, especially when it comes to the Epstein stuff, because we've had so many people trying to cover that shit up. You know, unless it's coming from a victim themselves, I don't tend to buy what they're selling. Now, if he in fact wrote this, I don't believe it's a unaliving note. I just don't. That's my obvious opinion. You know, like you can have a different opinion, and I respect you having a different opinion, obviously. Hold on one second. No problem, Christy. No problem at all. Hmm. Always information coming in, folks. No problem. No problem. Now, the TikToker. That's the interesting stuff that we're going to correlate there for a second into the arguments that have been made already for what's allowed to be said and what isn't on social media before it goes into the lines of defamation, right? Sorry, guys, this is important. I feel like I've gone through almost a full case of water being sick, literally. I kid you not. Baja, my husband likes that. The room service guy likes Baja. He drinks Mountain Dew, but he likes all the different kinds. I think there's only like one kind that he doesn't like of Mountain Dew. And the weird flavors that they get out. And there's two Baja ones. So there's Baja Blast, and then there's, I forget what the other one is. But there's two. My husband likes those. You'll have to bring him one when you come and visit. He'll love you. Bring him a beer and a Baja. The frozen ones, I think, at Taco Bell, right, Jesse? That's where they're at? I know they had frozen ones. That's where they first came out. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if there's a Diet Baja. The light blue one. Okay, so not the green one, because I know there's or maybe that is what you're talking about, because it's like a greenish blue. But I know there's two different ones. Oh, Leah said there is a diet one. She only drinks diet. Hold on. You know, some of these online harassers really just get me. I like Dr. Pepper. I don't drink soda. Yeah, it's a seafoam color. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. But I think that, yeah, Taco Bell has the Diet Baja Blast. I think, yeah. So the frozen one they have at Taco Bell. I haven't been to Taco Bell in so long. Listen, I like me a good nachos with, like, I don't like the pico de gallo. I don't like I mean, I like refried greens, but I rather get it with, like, extra beef, some cheese, and get some. Listen, I haven't had that in probably well over a year. To be fair, at my house, I call it taco make your butt smell, because when my husband eats Taco Bell, sometimes he has been put in the corner. He's in timeout, stinking up my room with his farts, all right? So anytime somebody mentions Taco Bell, I'm like, oh, that's, yeah, at my house we call that taco make your butt smell. Yep, we do. My husband can clear out a room after eating Taco Bell. Just saying, I haven't had Taco Bell in forever, though. Oh, that sounds so good. You guys are killing me, dude. I haven't eaten, like, a proper meal in 3 days. It's just been egg on English muffin, and then last night was the white rice and a little bit of chicken. That's it. Pastelillos is my favorite. Something I used to make when I was younger a lot, and it is basically the equivalent of what other people call, like, Jamaican patties almost, or us Puerto Rican people call them pastelillos. And they're like it's dough, it's a Goya sort of dough, and then you put beef or anything else. You can put anything else. You can put ham and cheese in the middle, and then you close it with a fork. And other people call them empanadas. Different Spanish people call them empanadas, but you close them with a fork. It's just like seasoned beef and cheese, or you can just do cheese, or you can just do ham, and you close it up with a fork and you fry it. You fry it in oil, and when you take a bite of it, on the outside, it almost has this, it's like a very light, fluffy, crunchy taste. It has a very, like, light taste that you would think of like a Cheez-It almost. Like, it has that crunch, but that softness inside. And it like, you have a very faint taste of, like, Cheez-It taste, basically. But then you put the beef and the cheese in there. They're freaking delicious. Freaking delicious. My mom, when I was a kid, used to take, like, it was almost like fried dough, but it's not fried dough. It was like take dough like that, like the circles of Goya, but in a different kind. And, like, sort of fold them almost like into like a fork. Like, you just kind of do this, and then you fry it like that, and you sprinkle it with cinnamon and sugar. And those are freaking delicious as well as like a dessert or a snack. And my parents used to make those for us when we were kids. Used to love them. Delicious. I just, listen, that's my whole, Dole Whip. I know a lot of people like the Dole Whip. That's something that my local ice cream place sells, is a Dole Whip. The fountain, but listen, there's nothing better than a fountain soda. When I do get a soda, I will defer to going into, like, Cumberland Farms and getting, like, a fountain soda. And a lot of the time now they have the 4 different flavors where you can put, like, cherry or lime into your drink. And obviously I always put cherry because I freaking love cherry. So I will mix, like, Sprite with cherry or Dr. Pepper with cherry, because I love myself a good Dr. Pepper with cherry. But that's about the only time I have soda, is when I'm out, or I'm eating out, and I don't do that often. So it's expensive, man. It's expensive to feed your whole house, even fast food nowadays, because I don't drive. So the only way we're doing that is if, like, I'm going out with somebody's sister or something and I can pick it up, Ooh, Jamaican food. There's a good Brazilian food place in Brockton that we used to go to all the time. And my old neighbors one of them was Haitian and one of them was Cape Verdean. And so we would cook dinner tonight all through the summer together. And so we would make, like, some Haitian food, some Puerto Rican food, some American food, and some Cape Verdean food. And oh my God, we always had rice. Always had rice and beans. So good. And we just would, like, go ham sauce on cooking, like, different things on the grill, and then having, like, the sides that go with it in the summertime. Definitely missed that. That's the one thing I liked about living in a complex, was everybody, like, knew each other and helped one another out. And it's kind of like your building was like partially your family, you know, like somebody needed milk or sugar, they're knocking on your door. You guys want to cook dinner together? You save money, cook dinner together. Everybody eats together, you know. And we would, you know, go outside and let the kids play together and have our birthday parties out there together and put the pools out there for the kids together. And, you know, and the adults would all sit underneath a canopy in their chairs, watch the kids play. It was just nice listening to music, and, you know, just doing the thing, you know. I don't live in a complex anymore. I live in a multifamily. I mean, still have a yard and stuff, but I live in a multifamily now. That sounds so good. I'm not. You guys are killing me. It sounds so good. There's two actually Mexican restaurants near the Green, and I have not tried one of them. One of them I have. One of them I have not. There's like a newer restaurant up there too that I have yet to try. I don't really get up towards the Green much, or in the center much. I mean, the only thing up there really that I need to do is go to the post office. So, but there are quite a few restaurants that are new up there too, and I know this summer there's like a window they have for a new ice cream place and stuff. But there's a couple good like breakfast places up there near the Green. But yeah, there's a couple different places up there that I would try, and even a couple that are just down the street, you know. Oh, see, I've never had oxtails, but I have heard they're good. Jerk chicken is spicy. I can't do spicy. I know, as a partly Spanish person, I should like spicy. People are always like, wait a minute, what do you mean you don't like spicy? I'm not a spicy type person. Did you guys hear the shit show, the sparkly shit show last night? Did anybody hear that on X? Yeah, you know Dunkin' has dirty soda now. I've never had a dirty soda. Never had it. Never tried it, never had it, but Dunkin' is now selling dirty soda. I bet you guys probably do have a bunch of really good ones, though, you know? Well, you get dark in the summer like I get dark in summer. If I'm outside, I get really dark. If I don't go outside a lot, and I don't anymore because, I mean, unless it's like on my vacation or like I prefer to go out when the sun's starting to go down if it's too hot, because with my pots and stuff, I start to feel like I'm gonna freaking pass out. It makes me dizzy, like the heat. I can't do the heat. So yeah, so I heard that Nancy Grace was telling people that it was a done deal, that it was already done, that they had already decided, and that's simply not true. I don't know why Nancy Grace decided to tell an audience of I don't even know how many that the South Carolina Appeals Court already decided on the Murdaugh case. They absolutely did not. It's not on the docket. I checked this morning. I checked yesterday. It's not there, which means they haven't ruled on it yet. So I don't know why Nancy Grace is giving out, you know, information that simply is not fucking true, but it doesn't shock me with the mainstream media these days. I feel like, you know, I just don't understand why they would do that. I don't watch Nancy Grace, and I don't know who Jen Wood is, or, you know, but there is a ton going on just, I think, all over the country, you know. Yeah, so the sparkly shit show last night, I did not get to hear it, except for the clips that people put up. But from the clips, I was disgusted. And the whole, like, first of all, the title of it was like Causey wants to talk to Nan or something. There was no fucking reason on planet Earth that needed to be the title. Nan had nothing to do with anything. Causey had his fucking chance to ask her a question. She answered it. He didn't like the answer. Well, that's the truth. That's the correct answer. So, like, if you have a question and someone answers it, and then you go, oh, I don't know it, like I didn't hear you say it, or you didn't answer the question, or you just keep saying it's not true, that's part of why this TikToker got sued for defamation, because her claim was that there was a professor that helped commit these murders of the 4 Idaho 4 students. Obviously, we know that didn't happen. I didn't. I did not. I don't get a chance to really watch many other people these days, and especially with me being sick. Like, I hopped right back into bed yesterday, and the room service guy came home and took care of me. I'm still feeling like really shitty. But Lisa, if you wouldn't mind sending me the link, I would love to check that out. But so I'm gonna correct some of the things that happened there on Barkley's fucking stupid thing. And I'm gonna inform people of some stuff. But here's the thing, right? Is this TikToker, right, was sued because she was still saying that this professor had something to do with the Idaho 4 murders, even after Brian Koberger was arrested and we knew he was going to plead guilty. You're still saying this professor had something to do with the murders of these 4 students because he was involved with one of the female students. It was simply not true, right? Now, once you have evidence that something is not true and you keep spewing it because you want to ignore the evidence or you don't like the evidence, you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes this defamation, right? Is you're ignoring the evidence outright and saying, I don't like the answer to that and I don't think that's right, so I'm going to keep saying that this person did this thing. You can't fucking do that. That's not a thing, right? Yeah, girl, you're going to have to buckle in. You're going to have to buckle in. You're gonna have to buckle up, my lover. My love. You're going to have to buckle. So buckle in good though. You know, you're gonna have to buckle in like a race car driver this time. You know, I know it was a bad joke. Listen, I'm not my normal bubbly self because I feel like I got hit by a fucking Mack truck, and that's just being dead honest. I was saying yesterday, it's unfortunate that like when you work for yourself like this, you work for YouTube, we don't have a, you know, there's no sick time. I don't get paid for sick time because I'm going to tell you right now, if I did get paid for sick time, I would have taken this whole fucking week off because my head is still banging and I'm hot. That's why I'm wearing my sweatshirt. I got up this morning and I wear like a tank top when I'm sleeping because I sleep hot, and I kept putting the blanket on and off and on and off and on because I was hot and cold sweating. And I woke up this morning and I was just like cold, right? But still hot and cold sweating. So I put my sweatshirt back on. I'm like, I don't like this hot and cold sweating feeling when you're sick and when you're, you know, my temp's gone down a smidge. I'm at like 101 instead of 102.5, but like still the ibuprofen and Tylenol sort of brought it down, but still, I still can't eat a full meal. I still can't really drink anything other than water. I'm so hungry. You have no idea. Like, I want to eat like a full, and I know that like I'm pushing it if I do that, you know, I'm pushing it. But so the TikToker essentially lost her defamation suit for $10 million, right? Now the professor who had all this stuff said about her went for attorney's fees, as I would have too. And, you know, this TikToker is appealing it. A lot of the TikToker's argument is the same shit that Aiden's arguing, which is like, I can say what I want. You know, that's my belief. I can say what I want. No, that's not the way it works. You can't just say what you want. And so another example of this say what you want bullshit was the shit show of Sparkly Spaces, okay? No one's getting sued. Barry needs help, okay? This is the same man that tried to literally fake his death last month, okay? That happened. That's 100% verifiable. It happened. He did that. The man is screaming for help, but he's not getting help. He's clearly not well. He hasn't been in a really long time. He's a cross between Christie and Grant with their wild conspiracies that have no truth to them whatsoever. You know, he keeps going on and on and on about joint venture. No one is going to be fucking arrested for joint venture, bro. No one. 0 people are going to be arrested for joint venture. Do you know how many times Mr. Barry Lewis has gotten on his Twitter and threatened someone with, you have 24 hours, you have 12 hours, you have 3 days, or else, or else you'll be charged with this. It's a federal offense, or this, you'll be charged with this as illegal. The problem with all of his finger wagging and threatening people with the feds blowing through your window is he doesn't even understand what the fuck joint venture is and what it takes to have someone charged with joint venture. You don't like that this person is friends with this person anymore and that they don't want to be friends with you. So you make up a conspiracy theory and say they can be arrested for joint venture. No. Also, I will throw this out there. I have a source, and a very damn good source, that has told me, and I told you guys this last time, we even had to fucking talk about this buffoon, but they literally, his local PD and the FBI office in Boston and the FBI office closest to him in Florida has like a note in the system, like where they can like type into the system, like when someone calls, they give notes on like what the person said, what their name is, and whatever information they can get. There's literal notes in the system with his name saying like he's not well, he's unhinged, he, you know, is always trying to get someone federally charged with something, and none of what he's saying makes sense. It's all convoluted. And that's because the man's not well. He has a history of cyber stalking people. 1 second he's disparaging and harassing Nan and threatening her, and the next second he's like trying to defend her as if she's his friend. They're not friends. She's been asked several times. She's asked him more than several times to leave her alone, to leave Steve alone, right? Her boyfriend. Leave them the fuck alone. They want nothing to do with you. You're a lunatic. You don't seem to understand, like, she ain't into you, bro. She never was into you, bro. You're not understanding when a friendship dissolves, it dissolves. You don't then keep talking about the person, but then aside from talking about them, you're threatening them, you're threatening their family, you're calling them, you're incessantly, like, DMing them, tagging them. Like, that is a crime, my dude. It is a crime, and you know it because you've already been charged with it. When you egg on somebody that is that fucking unwell, dude, okay, in the way that they did with Christy, in the way that they did with Grant, all you're doing is egging on that person's delusion. That's what you're doing. You're solidifying in that person's delusional mind that they must be right, that they're on to something. Other people believe them, so it's making them believe they're 100% right. That's not the smart thing to do. You cannot egg on someone who's that fucking delusional and not well, right? Like, no, it's beyond insane at this point. It is. We're in like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, my friends. All right. We are fucking full Looney Tunes is what we're at this point. Okay. It's fucking nuts. There's evidence it's one thing to ignore evidence. It's another when you go as far as Aiden does to just be like, oh, well, I don't like the answer to that thing or that piece of evidence. He has now turned into blaming Nick Rocco for Karen finding out about the recording. Even though he had took how many weeks and blamed Meredith and said Meredith did it, now it's Nick Rocco. Why? Because Nick Rocco is his target of the week. I mean, you have to be the worst kind of stupid to believe a word that comes out of Aiden's mouth at this point. Aiden, how is it Meredith and Nick Rocco and fucking Nurse Kim? Because at one point he thought it was Nurse Kim. So how is it everyone but you? See, the ultimate thing is this. No one would have had a recording of Karen Read if you didn't illegally wiretap her to begin with. Why is that everyone else's fault? It's not the person's fault who put it on the internet. It's not the person's fault who got sent it by you. It's not the person's fault who told her she was being illegally wiretapped. Because to be fair, I'm going to tell you right now, if any of these people here, if any of you people that, are my viewers, if any of you were illegally wiretapped and somebody sent me that recording, the first fucking thing I would do is contact you to let you know that you were violated by being illegally recorded. Like, what the fuck? Even if it wasn't illegal, I'm still going to tell you that somebody sneakily recorded you. I mean, that's just a cheap shot, man. It's not fucking cool. It's simply not cool. You don't do that shit. You don't fucking do it. Mental health isn't a joke, and I take it very seriously. But I also have, you also have to like understand that when you are egging on somebody that is that not mentally well, right? You're solidifying in their mind that's not okay, that they're on the right path, that they're right? I don't know how many times people fed Grant's delusions, beyond fed his delusions. We all work for Kate Peter. We all work for some super secret, spy organization. We're all chaos agents that just came out here to attack everyone. At one point, yeah, Lindsay believing everyone was out to get her except him. I mean, it's fucking insane, dude. It's actually fucking insane, okay? When you have somebody that is just saying things that are so fucking out there, not just so out there, but there is literal evidence to prove that it's not true. And they still are choosing to ignore those things that make it not true. And they're convincing other unwell people to believe these conspiracies. Then what do you have? Then you have a group, folly you do, madness for two. And it can be more than two. You have one unwell person feeding other people, right, these delusions until these people believe the delusions and they're passing it on to other people. It's called folly you do. It's a real medical phenomena that happens when one delusional person feeds a delusion to someone else who might just have an anxiety disorder or PTSD or something, even something small, never mind something big. They could just have something small and they make them believe that it's true, which flies in the face of the evidence showing you that it couldn't possibly be true. I can't work for Kate if me and Kate don't talk. Right? Can't work for Kate if me and Kate aren't friends, right? Like those are the common sense. You can't talk to someone you don't talk to, right? There would be a phone record of that. There'd be records. So when all the evidence is in front of you and you're still choosing to believe the delusion that everyone works for Kate Peter, even people don't talk to her, like you're not okay, right? And I'm using that as an example because there are plenty of other fucking delusional things some of these people have said. Barry's on a whole nother level. This man just a month, not even a month ago, faked his own death on social media, okay? Faked his own fucking death. That is, hello, the man is clearly not well. It is harmful to egg him on, to pretend that he's right in any stretch of the imagination, to pretend he's going to get anybody federally charged with anything, to pretend that it's harmful. He's not well. It's very clear to anyone listening to him. He goes very high, very low, right? Screaming and yelling, not screaming and yelling. It's fucking wild, okay? Well, that's the other thing. They think it's so cute and funny because he directs his craziness towards Nan. Well, I can tell you, Nan doesn't think it's cute and fucking funny, and I don't think it's cute and fucking funny, and I'm pretty sure that most people, don't think it's cute and funny, No worries, Patricia. That's okay. You're allowed to be a boomer here. Sometimes I'm a boomer. I'm not even a boomer. So to be fair, my husband doesn't do tech at all. He knows nothing about tech. Okay. When we first got together, he couldn't even use a goddamn Roku remote. So don't you worry, my friend. It's harmful in more ways than you can fucking count. I don't even mean to do it. My just voices kick in. You think my voices are good? You should hear my husband. My husband can pretty much do any accent or voice you could think of. I've told him for a long time he needs to get into voice acting because he would do perfect voices. He can do cartoon voices. He can do accents. I'm telling you. You think mine are good and mine aren't even that good. Mine just fly out of nowhere when I'm feeling froggy. I feel like it's always 10 fingers pointing back at the person who's pointing them out. But the man's very unwell, right? And to feed the delusions that he is giving. I know who you were, Pat, because it says Patricia, so I figured automatically that's who it was. No worries, Patricia, we got you. I figured that's who you were. Because at least your name says Patricia, so we're good. It's a good example, okay? It's a good example. I know some people like Grant, he has good coverage on the Iran stuff, but they seem to forget that he's also not well, right? He's not well. He believes in a lot of wild shit that just simply isn't true. I saw him comment, and listen, again, different sides of the Karen Reed case, me and other people, right? So obviously Nick is on the opposite side of me, but I could recognize when something is not right, right? When somebody is wrong about something. Now, here you have Grant literally commenting on Nick Rocco's thing, being like, you are basically telling him he's an agent who worked with other people to get Aiden and get Karen. And it's Grant, he just said this, yesterday. I'm not kidding. So Grant is now asserting that Nick Rocco is somehow working against Aiden and Karen. It's fucking wild. You can't make this shit up. You just fucking can't, you guys. All right. You absolutely, positively cannot make this fucking shit up. Yeah, exactly. It's scary with a capital S. I agree with you, Jesse, 100%. It's not well, okay? It's not fucking well. It's just not. It's freaking not. Let's see. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. The wild shit that it, like, so it's like they might sound like they're okay 1 minute, right? And they might sound like they're having a good conversation 1 minute and that they're perfectly fine. When I tell you, okay, that when I worked at the prison, we're working with, inmates that are dealing with some severe mental health issues. Some of these people would come in and I'm to them in their mind dealing with, schizophrenia or whatever they're dealing with. I'm a devil that's there to kill them. That's what they really believe. Really believe that I am some bad person who's there to hurt them. They would be completely talking about like things that don't make any sense and have no tether to the real world. And then you would get out of them one single thing that they were interested in or they liked. I had this one guy that he loved old, like 90s, early 2000s cartoons and anime, right? And so if I stood outside of his cell door and I had a conversation with him about anime or old cartoons, he would have a normal conversation like there was nothing wrong. Like there was nothing fucking wrong. Nothing wrong at all. Second you get off that subject, he'd be taking all of his clothes off, putting them in the toilet, throwing his trays of food, saying it's bugged, right? Doesn't know who you are. You must be there to kill him. Like, I'm not kidding, right? So they can go from like seeming like they're there to not in a second. And so there's a lot when it comes to dealing with some of these people that people are like, oh no, I think they got better. I think they're well. No. Okay. No. Nope. No. Absolutely no. No, 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 no. He's not well. Okay. Barry hasn't been well in a while. Grant's not well either. It's just when you start believing such wild conspiracy theories that you make yourself believe them, even knowing the truth, when you go as far as Grant has in some cases where he's literally just like lied to his audience and lied to other people and been like, I have a source that told me X, Y, and Z when he had no such source because that's not true. It's not even possible to be true because we have evidence that it isn't. Or so the person he's talking about was with someone else that day and like there's phone logs and there's GPS score and like Google marks off where you go when your phone like location is like, so for instance, say you have all that and then you have Grant accusing you of like meeting up with Kate in fucking Edinburgh and realistically you're in Boston all day long, so it's not possible, right? The records are there, yet he's telling people a source that he confirmed told him this, this, and this when you know that that's not true. So we caught him sort of doing that to try to make people believe his wild conspiracies. I have a source and I confirmed it. I confirmed that this indeed did happen to just get people to believe him. Like that's not well. Normal people don't do that, right? You don't tell an entire audience that you've confirmed something with a source that you know couldn't be true, right? And that you know isn't true, but it needs to go with your delusion. It has to go with what you're thinking or your delusion doesn't work, so you have to tell people that's what it is, right? That's a problem. It's a very large problem, okay? You're feeding people like Grant or like Barry, they need help, professional help. And I don't think either one of them, unfortunately, has gotten it. And of course, I'd be happy to give them the information on how to get that help or where to get that help, because I believe everybody deserves that chance of getting that help. But feeding delusions is not the right way to do this, right? Feeding Barry Lewis and his delusions is not it. It's not fucking it, okay? Not it. Not even a little. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to pull up this tweet. And you're going to be like, what? The fuck? Oh, God, I have to scroll past one more of these ridiculous video Jesus comments of a very, like, this chick, she needs some help too, for the love of God. Well, I don't know who this person is, but kind of proves my point here, which is this person. Grant, the rabbit holes your mind takes you down never cease to amaze me. Woke up this morning to you deploying control dramas straight out of this Celestine Prophecy, the 90s New Age novel about energy fields and spiritual insight, independent journalism or New Age psychology hour. Guess if the shoe fits, and I'm not sure it doesn't. So it's like, if you're believing some of this shit, like, you need help. You need serious help. You need fucking help. Okay? You need fucking help. Here we go. This is it. Okay. Here's an easy test to see if someone is stoolly doing low-level private intelligence work to target Aiden and Karen Reed. Ask the suspected mole to criticize Norfolk DA Michael Morrissey, Greg Connor, or to critique Juanita Perkins, or to support Adam Deitch for DA. Oh, that's magically all of a sudden how you can tell if someone is a low-level private intelligence work to target Aiden and Karen? I mean, that's fucking delusional, dude. Nobody's doing low-level private intelligence work to target Aiden and Karen. No one's doing that, bro. Literally fucking nobody. This is what he accused Nick Rocco of doing. Also, whether I support Adam Deitch for DA or not is definitely has nothing to do with that. I do not support Adam Deitch for DA at all, not even a little bit. Nor do I like Mike Morrissey. Been very, very vocal about that. But I do not support Adam Deitch for a multitude of reasons. One of which being he didn't do his job correctly when he was at the fucking U.S. Attorney's Office. Who the fuck leaves the U.S. Attorney's Office to run for DA? Literally no one. Literally no one does that. Why would you leave a hugely high-paying job to go lower? Most people do not do that. What that tells me is he was forced out. Why was he forced out? Gee, I don't know. Could it be the very, very, very improper relationships that he had with people that were being investigated? Okay? Come on. I can't. This is ridiculous. Like, this is nonsensical. All right? Nonsensical to believe any of that. That is wackadoo. Fucking wackadoo. What does critiquing Juanita Perkins have anything to do with anything? Why would I support Adam Deitch when he had very inappropriate relationships? Also, let's remember that Grant, just like Barry, completely changed their opinion on everything, right? The second Lindsay changed her opinion on Aiden and sort of talked to him to squash that civil case, then Grant no longer thought Aiden was, the devil and no longer thought Karen Reed was guilty. I mean, come the fuck on. Come the actual fuck on, dude. Now all of a sudden you're on Team Aiden and there's low level intelligence. Stop it. Stop it, dude. Stop. Stop. For the love of God, stop the madness. Stop the fucking actual madness. That makes no fucking sense. I cannot stand Mike Morrissey. Not a fan. Also, though, not a fan of Adam Deitch. He won't even answer questions in public. So while he wants to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about transparency, he won't even be transparent himself because he doesn't want to answer any questions about what happened at the Justice Department that you are now trying to run for DA. He doesn't want to answer any of those questions. He doesn't want to answer any of the questions about his inappropriate relationships during investigations, right? That's a huge issue for me. You can't be DA if you were doing that in the Justice Department, dude. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So where I am not a fan of Michael Morrissey at all, never will be. I grew up in that county, okay? There was already problems with Norfolk DA long before the Karen Reed case existed, all right? And that case itself didn't find issues with like a cover-up. They found like some, pretty shitty texts in Proctor's like personal stuff, right? And more recently some racist stuff and some anti-Semitic stuff and some sexist shit, right? But nothing that pertained to a setup of any sort or anything like that, right? It'd be different if they did, right? But even the federal investigation where Adam Deitch worked did not find that. So I find it really telling that he won't even answer any public questioning, and you want to run for DA. The other people running for DA are answering public questions. They're having, town halls. They're knocking on doors. Adam Deitch isn't doing that. Why would you leave a high-profile job for a lower-level job unless you were pushed out? And if you were pushed out, I have fucking questions about that I would like to ask publicly if you want somebody from Norfolk County to vote for you. And all of my friends and family pretty much live in Norfolk County. I can tell you not a single one of them is voting for him. And one of the reasons is he refuses to answer questions in public about anything at all. So you want to be DA, but you don't want to answer questions about anything? Yeah, not happening. Chris Kelly? What do you mean? I have no idea who Chris Kelly is. He's another candidate, maybe? I don't know. No, Grant's wrong. He's 100% wrong, and he knows it. That's the part that gets me, is he's fucking wrong, and he knows it. He's wrong, and he knows it. That's the part that gets me, okay? Is I gave him the benefit of the doubt, even when Mike warned me, right? And I said, I need to make my opinion based on someone and the way they treat me and who they are to me, okay? I have personal ties to Grant, or I did have personal ties to Grant, because I gave him a chance just like I give anyone else. And, yeah, knowing him in person and online are two very different things, right? You don't get to see online all the ways that his mind works in person, okay? And yeah, no. No, not even a little. Yeah, I mean, but again, like, it's a small world, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, Well, I mean, there's always going to be unexplained stuff, though. You're never going to get the answer to everything. And sometimes it's a really mundane answer, right? You can let your mind run in a million different places, but sometimes the answer is really simple and really mundane, and it's not a conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking deep in delusions, okay? Barry is way deep in his delusions, running on and on about joint venture and blah, 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 blah. Nobody's being arrested or charged with joint venture, dude. He has no idea what he's even fucking talking about, what it takes to have somebody arrested or charged with joint venture. It's delusional. It's delusional. It's delusional. Yeah, but that's not the case when it comes to Grant. I can tell you that because I knew him in person. Like, that's just simply not the case. Like, it's not just reading. It's making these assertions that he knows are not true and drawing lines where he knows they don't exist to try to make them exist, And that's half the problem right there. Ruthie's 100% correct. In their minds, they believe what they're saying, right? They believe it. That's a true mental health issue, we're not saying like they're just horrible people who lie, but like this, they actually believe it. And that's what makes it so bad, right? Like, feeding those delusions creates a bigger problem for the person and their mental health. You know what I mean? Like, it makes them believe it more, their delusions more. It creates a bigger problem for the person with the mental health conditions, when realistically they just need some like help, and they need help, I don't usually do long form videos, but I can probably do like a short, 2 minutes or less. Wackadoo. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You can wonder why people won't discuss federal contracts, but federal contracts oftentimes get given to the same people over and over and over. You have to meet certain criteria to even get a federal contract. So like, there's only X amount in that pool to choose from. You know what I'm saying? And so a conflict of interest isn't a conflict of interest just because you think it is, or I think it is, right? A conflict of interest has to actually be a conflict of interest. It's not the same as saying like a judge has a conflict of interest. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same thing. Oh, you're at the airport. Oh, I hope you have a safe flight, and I hope you gave your sister a big hug. Listen, every day I get in the car with my sister to drop my kid off at school, and every day I have to think about my sister getting that brain surgery, and so I spend as much time with her in the morning as I can, and my nephew, my little new nephew, even if it's only that half an hour in the car with her to get a coffee and drop the kids off at school. That time means a lot to me, especially with all my sisters dealing with. So I hope you had so much fun with your sister, Dee. I appreciate you. Oh, Dee sends $25 and says, hard work well earned. Thank you, Dee. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. He met with Garino. So Garino is the person who does the phone extractions. So what do you mean? Like, he is the officer that, well, at the time, that's before he was hit by a drunk driver, poor guy. But he's the person that does the phone extractions. Like, he is the officer that does the phone extraction. Like, that's his job. So, I mean, there were quite a few issues with the case in itself that people wanted the AGO to look into this whole thing. They got a lot of messages from a lot of people, you know, and I could probably do a short is probably what I can do. I don't usually do long form videos, but a short, or maybe clip out some of the parts that I've already done on it. See, like, who does that? You better get in touch with you. Nobody's getting in touch with you, right? Like, no one's getting the fucking touch with you, Barry. It's not happening. Oh, I love you, T. That would be fabulous. That'd be amazing. I will remind everybody how to do it. Yeah, I could probably do a thanks, a short. I can probably make some, or a couple shorts, you know, kind of like in succession. I could probably have one done before the weekend. I've been sick, so I'm definitely not going to be able to do it tonight, but I will happily do that for you, old man American. Let me write it down on my little notebook here, because part of my long haul COVID is brain fog sometimes, and so I don't always remember everything I'm supposed to remember. So what, you just want to know about, like, how the defamation suit is going to affect Aiden, or like what specifically are you looking to learn? Because if I better know that, then I can better tailor the video to like what you're looking to understand better. Like, essentially, do you want to know how he's screwed and why he's not going to win? Or do you just want to know, like, what the defamation suit is claiming? Sorry, I'm writing it down because I'd be happy to do that. Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I've talked to Wendy quite a few times. I mean, she's a nice lady. You know, she houses him, so it's like, you think you would be. I mean, I'm sure there are questions, but we also have to understand that not every question is going to get an answer, right? The government has no obligation to answer any of our questions when it comes to government contracts, and you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that they have to give us is listed on a website when it comes to information that have to do with those contracts. Anything else, they don't have to tell us, right? And if you think about every other case, right, on planet Earth, if we dug into every other case and who got what contract and who was affiliated with who and who knows who, do you know how much of who knows who is going to be put together? Oftentimes, some of these government contracts are given to people that is someone's friend's husband or someone's cousin's wife, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's who you know. That's why that statement is who you know. It's not what you know. And a lot of times people win these contracts because they know someone who knows someone who can give them the contract. You know, it's unfortunate. It's not supposed to happen, but that happens all over the country, all of every single day. So it's like, at what point, right, are we going too far in and creating too much of a conspiracy, right, where you're going to find everything wrong with something, even if it's something mundane as, oh yeah, that government contract got given to someone who knows someone, but it had nothing to do with the case itself. That person just knew this person ahead of time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we cherry picked all that, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be speculation because the federal government has a habit of not coming out and saying what they investigated and what they didn't unless they have indictments, right? Which they didn't have here. So they're not going to come out and say, we did this, and this, and we didn't do this, and this, and we're squashing this speculation and that speculation. They just don't do that, right? So there's going to be speculation until the end of time, right? But we can take things that have been told to us and said and say, okay, you know, this and this show that like no one was indicted. That investigation has been over for a few years now, right? What can you take from that? You know what I'm saying? What can you take from that? That's all we can do. You know, that's all we can do. So I appreciate you, Dee. I appreciate you, my friend. If you would like to help out like Dee has, and I appreciate her popping in as a good friend that she is, knowing that I'm on the struggle bus lately. I appreciate you, Dee. You can also help out the channel. There's a bunch of different ways. We have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. We have a link that's pinned in the chat there. It's also in the description of the video. We have Chime and Revolut as well, which is in the description of the video. But we have a link that works for any credit or debit card. And it's pinned to the top of the chat right now and in the description of the video. We're more than happy to have the support and love of you guys. We're definitely on the struggle bus this week because we had a couple days off, and I could definitely use the extra help. So also make sure you hit that like button, smash the subscribe button if you already haven't. We would very well appreciate that. That's something I'm supposed to do in the beginning of the show, but since I'm usually focused on what I want to talk about with you guys, I kind of forget until we're almost a freaking hour in like we are now. So I apologize. I apologize. Bullet points. Got it. Is it curious if a company had never received a federal contract under 250K but then earns one worth 8.7 million counting? I mean, yes and no. I mean, no, because at a certain point, then so you have to get a few contracts before you're allowed to get over a certain amount. So you got to finish those contracts out first. Then once you can get over a certain amount, then you can get anywhere from that small amount to a big amount for your first one. And a lot of times they're much bigger because government contracts, a lot of them are more than 250,000. Obviously, most of them are millions. So I don't necessarily think that it would be curious if they had never had one, because you have to have so many under 250,000 before you're allowed to move over that point anyway. So, you know what I mean? He hit a home run. Oh my God, I have to tell the room service guy. He's going to be so happy for him. My husband gets so excited when kids, you know, do stuff like that, especially hitting a home run. As we know, he's a softball player himself. So came in second in his last tournament, which was great. It's not first, but it's, you know, it was close. It was a close game. So after 5 games, I'm shocked. Like they play 5 or 6 games, sometimes 7 or more in these tournaments, because it's like process of elimination basically, and you're guaranteed 2 to 3 games depending on the tournament. So definitely safe flight, you know? Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, there was quite a few issues, if you know, that were with ARCA and their connections to the U.S. Attorney's Office. They should have had no conversations with the U.S. Attorney's Office once they were retained by the defense. None at all. That's improper. And using Signal is completely improper. There are records that have to be kept. The lawyers knew that. And instead they use Signal, which is definitely curious as all hell. There's a serious issue with that. It's unethical, number one. Number two, it's very sneaky, as if you're hiding something. No one else needs to use Signal and have encrypted things disappear, right? So, I mean, there could be some serious questions on both sides of that, right? But I don't think you're ever going to get the answers, you know? Oh, I love that for you. Deidre's son is coming to visit from Australia. I love that. You know, I should have asked him to bring me some Australian snacks. I so desperately want to try Australian snacks. There's like a few things that I have on my list of things that I want to try from Australia, and one thing that I want my hubby to be able to try. He likes caramellos, and I want him to try the caramel, like the Cadbury caramel koalas. But there's a couple different things that I want to try. They don't sell here in the U.S. that I want to try from there that I think I would like. I should have had him bring him with him, D. I didn't know. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for donating. I appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, I can happily do that short for you. I wrote it down here, or if it takes me like 2 shorts, maybe, and try to hit the bullet points there of exactly why he's so fucking screwed in that case. Or even clip out what I've already talked about, one or the other. Yeah, my shorts are definitely overdue. I just haven't had the time, and being sick these last couple of days definitely didn't help. There you are, Mr. Space Coast. I've been wondering where you were. Talked about the setup that you got me for my dad's drumsticks, and I was talking to my sister this morning about it. And my dad's anniversary of him passing is the 15th of this month, so it's it's a little rough for us this month anyway. And Mother's Day being on Sunday, which I completely forgot about until yesterday. I was looking at my wish list to see what I could put on there for my husband that would come in time, and I was like, "There's already things on there. He can pick something on there, because we're not really going out. I don't have the extra money to really spend to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna stay at home and maybe make breakfast for dinner or something like that. We'll do something like that with the kids, and maybe have a movie night or something. Something we can all do together, or paint night or something. With the stuff that we already have at the house. But back to Mississippi you go. But thank you, Sapphire. I appreciate Sapphire and her buying me that, because it's a really nice gift, and I love to have my dad's drumsticks. It's the only thing I have left of my dad, and I don't want them broken if somebody knocks it over, and it's like nicely in there. So my husband was like, "Where do you want to put it? Do you want to put it in your office? Do you want to put it in the bedroom?" And I was like, "I'd put it in the office if it wasn't something so close to me." So I wanted it obviously in my bedroom on my wall there near me. But my husband kindly made sure that everything was secure in there for my dad's drumstick. So I appreciate you, Space Ghost. And you tell Sapphire that I said thank you. Give her an extra doggy treat for me. She's going to love that, Rick's Dog's Deli. Love it. I mean, yeah, you can definitely wonder for sure. But it's when we start drawing inferences and lines that don't exist based on things that we already know couldn't have happened or didn't happen that I have a problem with. If you want to speculate on what you think happened with that, then go for it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to Granny, has a history of not just speculating on something, but claiming that a source told him that this thing did this thing when he knows that's not true. He just wanted people to believe his drawing of lines. And that's, maybe something you won't pick up on just over the internet, but you pick up on it fairly quickly with him in person and catch him doing some of these things. And, as a friend, I gently tried to be like, okay, well, we know that that's not true because this, and this, right? But when you back up someone's delusion, and just yes them to death when you know it's not a thing, then they get further and further into that delusion, Well, I mean, Commonwealth experts, probably half of them have contracts with this. So probably do the defense experts. I mean, I don't, they're experts. So I'm sure they run other businesses and companies. I don't think there's anything wrong with that specifically, because it wouldn't just affect that case, right? It would be any case that they were an expert in. I wouldn't necessarily call that a conflict of interest, though, because what does that have to do with an upcoming case they don't even know they're going to be a part of until one side or the other asks them to? You know what I mean? A conflict has to be something that would conflict that specific case. You know what I mean? Like that specific case. Yeah, I've never tried the Australian chocolate. Hello? What? Hold on, guys. What? How the fuck does that happen? Someone tell me how the fuck that happens. So most of you know my nephew's on the spectrum, right? Right. That's what I was saying. Like it's the wild conclusions that are like the issue. It's not speculating, you know, like we can all speculate. Hey girl. Oh, I know. Listen, it's making me hungry too. I want to eat something so bad, but I also can't eat something heavy. I don't really have much in the house to pick from at the moment, but I'm happy I got them too. I absolutely love those. And Space Coast will be happy to know that hubby made second. He was like wanted me to make sure that I told Space Coast that he made that his team did second in the last tournament, which is pretty good. But my nephew's on the spectrum, as we know. He's in kindergarten, and so the school calls my sister and is like, hey, so we just calling to tell you, like, this is the part that pisses me off. Just calling to tell you that, you know, this morning, so when we drop the kids off at school, there's 3 adults, 3 teachers who are standing right at the doors. So when we drop them off, they do the parent line like weird. Like you have to pull up to wherever like the next car is, then you can open up, let the kids out. But if we have to start, like if the line starts going and all the people in front of us have let their kids out, and their kids are basically like almost at the door, they make you move. So even if you haven't seen your kid walk into the school and they're just turning the corner to go into the door, they make you move to let the next group of cars come down. And my sister is always saying, like, I need to like be able to see him walk all the way through those doors. It makes me nervous, right? With my daughter, she's not, you know, on the spectrum. She knows, you know, she's older, right? And so this morning, he right at the door, stops to wait for a friend he's talking to that's in first grade. They walk through, my daughter walks through the door and my nephew's right behind her. And so apparently what happened was he gets into the school, but doesn't go to his classroom, gets in line with the first graders. Now, I don't even know, does he go into the first grade classroom? They didn't say. Gets in line with the first graders and goes back outside and gets on a bus for the first grade field trip with the first graders. It's only then that a teacher realizes that he's somewhere he's not supposed to be. How the actual hell did my nephew get out of the school with adults there without anybody realizing that and onto a bus? He is on the spectrum and he has an IP. He's known to be a runner, you know, and just takes off when he wants to. That is why he has the IEP, part of the reason why, being on the spectrum of autism, having some of those issues. Like, how the fuck does that happen? How the fuck does that happen? Like, how do you know now he doesn't just make it out of the building one day? There's 3 adults standing at that door. So is anyone paying attention? Like, I don't understand how that happens. Like, I've never had that happen. 3 kids, and I've never, ever had that happen where they've almost lost my kid, or, I mean, I know it's happened to other kids where like a kid got on a wrong bus and then the bus driver didn't check the bus afterwards, and there was like a kid sleeping on the bus and the kid was on the bus for like 8 hours or something like that. But how the fuck does that happen? How the actual fuck does that happen? I don't understand. I don't understand. I would be freaking out. No, they didn't leave, thank God. So the teacher got him off the bus. But how the hell did he get all the way onto the bus? He had already went in the school and then he got back out. Like how that, because the kids didn't get right on the bus from outside. They went into the building. So there's 3 adults standing there when they go in, right? He didn't, like, they're supposed to, and then there's teachers, not just outside the doors, but inside the doors when they go in to make sure the kindergartners are directed to their classrooms, right? Because they're the youngest. So it's to make sure that they get to their classrooms. Well, clearly that did not happen in this scenario. Yeah, I actually said something to my sister, not yesterday, but it was the day before. And one of the teachers was like sitting there, like scrolling on her phone. And I'm like, how the fuck is she going to see what's going on if she's scrolling on her phone? And yes, they are always looking at each other, talking to each other. It's like, I want to pay attention to the kids, maybe. Yeah. And again, like, I don't 100% blame them. My nephew's on the spectrum and he's a runner, but like, that's exactly why there should have been people paying attention, is because they're fully aware of him being on the spectrum. you know? And I'm, you know, I just don't know how the fuck that happens. I don't know how the fuck. I've never had that happen with one of my kids, and like just having it happen with my nephew and just hearing the panic in my sister's voice, like I just nope, nope. I would be nope. No, sometimes people don't, and they do follow what they're naturally curious about. But I just have personal experience with Grant, and unfortunately with him, that's not always how it is. It's just not. But so the comment that he made. Oh, that's our cat Dora. Yeah, that was my sister. She's good. As good as she can be, but yeah, scary, you know, scary. So, oh my God, so this is another thing. Him right here throwing Leah Foley's name in here. Leah Foley are coming. Leah Foley's not coming. Just like, let me make something clear right now. Leah Foley is not coming for anyone. I just want to make that abundantly clear, because I don't know why Grant's making that statement, but like there's various reasons on why I know that that's completely false. But like, this is what I mean. Like, he's just throwing that out there to throw it out there. Like, there's no rhyme or like, that's half the problem that I have. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy. That's crazy. That's not, no, we can't, no. Well, this is always the whole like, oh, that's just sealed federal indictments. They're coming. Enough of that, bro. No, they're not. No, they're fucking not. No, they're not. Okay? It's not, that's not happening. Oof. Now, I will say this. Anonymous mass lawyer. A lot of the turtle writers keep calling him Kevin and you know, oh, it's Kevin Linehan. It's not Kevin. Okay? It's not fucking Kevin. Anonymous last lawyer is an actual lawyer from here in Massachusetts. Anonymous for a multitude of reasons, but is an actual lawyer from Massachusetts. Okay, and even him right here said, "I'm still not Kevin Grant, and I still have no interest in engaging with someone with such a tenuous hold on reality." He's not wrong there, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Reality doesn't match up with things that are flying out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work. It just simply doesn't work. I'm trying to find the comment that he made specifically to Nick Rocco, where he, God, nobody's voting for Adam Deitch. All right. First of all, he's not even a front runner, so I don't know why Grant's pushing Adam Deitch so hard. Like, he's not even a front runner. I don't even know why. Like, I don't even know why he's doing that. Like, the cat is in her cat box. Right? We're waiting on the still waiting for the oligarchs. There was one point where he was staying with a woman that he was trying to convince that woman that after she was staying with her for free, was feeding her and staying with him, he was staying with her. He tried to convince her that she needed to hire him private security because Russian oligarchs were going to come for him. I'm not kidding. I don't make this shit up, bro. That happened, right? And that woman had to end up like telling him, like, no, move the fuck out, get out of my house, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're taking advantage. It's like, no, okay. You are totally right about that, YB. I totally forgot about that until you just said that. I forgot. Okay, so where is it? There's just one somewhere around here. What the hell is it? What is it? But he said to Nick Rocco, essentially, like, oh, yeah, it was Russian oligarchs. Hey, Lisa, he said something along the lines of like, oh, Nick, you're basically like, you're running Intel. The op is over, or some nonsense like that. Like, bro, he said, you're basically like, you're running an op basically against Karen and Aiden. And it's like, bro, that is so out of touch with actual reality. The two front runners are Perkins and the other guy there who like Morrissey's Connor. Is that his last name? Connor. Those are the two front runners. at the moment, at least. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can be interpreted as A or B, and I'm sure you know, find some of the things interesting. But when he makes wild assertions like this, you know what I mean? It's not, and it's not just online. A lot of like, I think you'd have to like meet him in person and know him to sort of understand why it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like why it's far beyond just speculation or finding something you're interested in. It goes well beyond that. You know, I'm trying to find the clip or comment. It was said to Nick Rocco, but it was fucking wild. You know, it was fucking wild. It was essentially like you're working against Karen and Aiden and running like an op, which clearly is not fucking true. It's simply just not true, right? Simply 100% false. And so why say something you know is not fucking right, right? So this is a good one too. Sanchez put up something earlier and he said the $1,000 prediction challenge is 4 hours ago. Said we're offering $1,000 prize to anyone who can accurately predict the exact minute of Aiden Kearney's arrest today. To participate, simply post your predicted time in the comments below. In the event of multiple correct entries, the prize pool will be shared equally among the winners. I think he's, you know, just guessing with all the shit that Aiden's currently having to deal with. You know, Jen obviously went and dealt with talking to the police about him and his harassment. And it's like, he's far beyond the realm of just saying things, you know, like he's well into criminal actions of threatening people. So it's just like, it's fucking bonkers. Okay. It's absolutely bonkers that we're dealing with this kind of nonsense, but then you give Barry a platform to go on and spew nonsense about Nan. And for me, that's like, how many people are going to feed into that? You know what I mean? Like, how many people are going to feed into the Kazi wants to talk to Nan? Like, shame on the rabbit for that shit, bro. Okay? I don't know what happened to her. It was the attention or the money or the clicks. I don't know, right? I don't know ultimately what happened to the rabbit and Sparkles. But you don't just allow that kind of really awful shit, you know? Yeah, so actually they did. A couple of people did. A couple of people guessed 227, which was ironic. I thought it was funny because I thought it was a little ironic. Like, if he was arrested at 227, I would fucking die laughing at him. But they did. They did ask. A couple of people did say that. So you're definitely not the only one who thought about it. There was a couple other people that did, in fact, say 227. I think there was a couple other numbers that were funny too. But, like, how ironic would it be if he was actually arrested at that time? You know what I mean? AM or PM, for that matter. AM or PM, for that goddamn matter. I'm trying to find, where is it? I mean, I think the part that gets me the most is like, why the fuck there are several rabbit cults on YouTube? God damn it. Talking about the sparkly one. Because now you have to remember she's friends with people like Val, the biggest pick-me you could fucking find, right? Val is the biggest pick-me you could find. And it's like, why are we like, all right, let's put it this way. This is how fucking Delulu we're going at this point, okay? This is how fucking Delulu. Okay, so I'm just seeing this now, but tell me why she's like announcing that she was having Jimmy on her show. I mean, this is what I mean. Like, these are all the same people that she said were, you know, not good people, right? Like, not decent people, right? And then all of a sudden now they're just dead. They're awesome. They're good. They're good people. Like, it just doesn't ring true. It just doesn't ring true, you know? All right, here's the fucking spaces, all right? And of course, what do we title it? Kazi wants to talk to Nan? Why? Why are we, like, why? Why are we
show, and they decided to talk shit about me, and I'm like, oh, okay, wow, because you're
listen to Val's fucking voice because she just spews nonsense. Anybody who runs back to a sewer turtle after he publicly trashes you because you're afraid of him and you have no self-esteem, you're an insecure person. Like, I have no respect for that. I'm sorry, I don't. I can pretty much help anyone. I can pretty much feel bad for anyone. That is one person I will never feel bad for.
Yeah, it was like bam, bam. That was it. I was like, wow, good. Delegate access accounts or Snowflake accounts that do an instantaneous block like that, that means they're attached.
wow.
No, it doesn't mean they're attached. See, this is what I mean. Like, the spewing of misinformation to get people to be like, wow, Barry. Wow. Wow, you're so right. That's so crazy. That's not a thing. It does not mean that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Sickening.
Mm-hmm.
Sickening. Mm-mm. And then she goes on her YouTube and acts like she doesn't do nothing. She doesn't say nothing about nobody.
Dude,
and everybody just wants to attack her.
well,
Okay.
when I was watching the trial on Tom's CPO and Boston Mike's channel, anytime I saw Aussie Insider on there and I knew she was talking over the testimony, I was like, fuck this. I can't watch this shit. I'm going to Mikey's and watch the trial.
Right, they really do.
It's quiet. You get to
Here's an
watch
idea.
the testimony and
Ann
stuff
doesn't
like that.
like you, just leave her alone. It's really not that hard. Leave her the fuck alone.
That's sad. Just recently, she was just crying about it. Just
About
recently.
what? About what?
Everybody's talking about me, and I got off for a little while. Now I'm back. All that crying stuff that she's a victim. That's it. And she's not a victim, truly.
No, she's not.
She's not. She's not.
I'm sorry, but like, who the fuck is Barry to say who's a victim and who isn't? While he sits there and consistently is privately threatening Nan, her family, her job, her professional career, and then getting on fucking spaces and allowing, like, again, these people just feeding his delusions. Like, he doesn't get to decide who's a victim while he victimizes someone consistently. Then he goes after Nan's boyfriend, Steve. First of all, Steve's a great guy, okay? Let's just throw that out there. I have a bond with Steve that probably is unbreakable at this point. And I have great respect for Steve. He's a good guy. And there is no reason on planet Earth Barry has any reason to go after Steve. He said something crazy along the lines of, you must be being coercively controlled, Nan, by Steve and someone else, and I'm going to help you, and I'm going to save you, and I'm going to get you out of it. And it's like, nobody's coercively, that's bonkers, okay? She has made it abundantly clear she wants nothing to do with you and for you to leave her alone. What in your brain broke that said, oh, she's being coercively controlled, that's why she doesn't want to talk to me? She doesn't like you, bro. She doesn't want contact with you. It's this simple to just leave someone alone. His history, though, as cyber stalking. He's been charged with that before. It's not a shock to me, right? It's also not a shock to me that there were several other women that Barry got very inappropriate with in chats. They would just be having he would message people out of the fucking clear blue, okay? Clear blue, all right? Clear fucking blue. And have, like, these conversations about what conspiracy he thought was working and who he thought was working against him and who he thought was working against this one and that one and the next one. And then, like, they would just yup him to death, like, yup, until, like, one day randomly he would, like, say something sexual. It's like, bro, no, fuck it, no. And I saw this play out twice, okay? That they had shared with me. There's probably more for all I know, but at least women that shared with me was 2. And, for safety, I'm not gonna say their names, but I would never do that. But it made them feel uncomfortable. They're like, what the fuck is this? I never made any sort of comments towards him that would make him to believe that would be okay to say to me in any capacity. Like, what the fuck? Like, and so when they would, like, get iffy after that and either, like, not talk to him anymore or want to block him, just be done with dealing with him at that point, when they get weird like that, then he's on a rampage. Then these people are bad and they're in on it and they're out to get him. And, like, that's where he's at right now with Dan in his brain, is because she doesn't want anything to do with him. She must be bad. And that's the other thing. That's exactly what I said. sorry, when I said freeze, is Kazi already had his chance to ask Dan questions. She answered them. He didn't like the fucking answers. That's not everybody else's problem. She answered them with grace and kindness. And she didn't have to. She could have told him to go fuck himself, and it's none of his business, really. Right? Never mind the fact that she answered the same question over and over and over, and he kept just saying, I don't get it, I don't understand. Like, what do you not understand about an NDA, buddy? What do you not understand about a conversation was had before the NDA was presented to her? She had that conversation with Will, and then she had to sign an NDA. So no more conversation happened after that. So she cannot talk about it because there's an NDA she signed. I don't know what part of that is hard to understand, but he was not computing through his brain, right? Steve's been on, he listens to a lot of spaces, but I was glad that Steve went on the space that Nan was on. You guys could all hear him because I've spoken with Steve several times, right? And I talk to Steve all the time. And he's a normal human being, a hardworking guy, a good guy, like just a good, genuine human being, right? And he's my friend, right? Like, he's my friend. I'll go to bat for him any day. And Steve doesn't need to deal with that shit. He doesn't deserve to have to deal with that simply because some guy's obsessed with his girlfriend, right? Like, that's fucking weird. And in Barry's mind, instead of being like, oh, hey, she's got a boyfriend and like she's got a life and like maybe I should leave this woman alone, instead he doubles down on these conspiracy theories that he posts all over Twitter. And then when someone says something about Nan that he doesn't like, then he's defending her. It's like 2 minutes ago you just said she's a traitor because she got with people who were against you. That never happened, by the way. None of that. She never did anything to him other than say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to talk to you. I just would like to be left alone. That's it. And in his mind, that set off something where he's had this obsessive, controlling, psychotic thing that he's going to save her, and there must be a reason why she doesn't want to talk to him, right? It must be control. Someone else must be controlling her. Like, no, she simply is not into you, bro, doesn't like you, wants to be left alone. It's not fucking hard to leave someone alone, right? Jack. Oh, speaking of Jack, now that you're here, I just want to send a big shout out to Jack. When I was sick the other day, you must have been watching a replay, or maybe I just popped into your mind. And Jack sent over a little, I think it was 22, if I was right. It's either $21 or $22 donation to my PayPal, and said get well. And that meant a lot to me that you thought about me out of nowhere. You're not the only one who's not getting the notification. I don't know what's going on. It's been the last couple of days people aren't getting notifications. And I think it's because they tweaked the chat a little. And so I think that probably has something to do with it. But I just want to give a special thank you to you, Jack. That was really nice of you to think of me when I was sick, and it was well appreciated and actually well needed in that moment. So, you know, sometimes the good person above, oh, hey, Dora, you want to come say hi to the peoples? Let's see if she'll jump up. I don't know if she will. But I want to send a thank you, a very special thank you, Jack. Jack's been with my channel a really long time. Come on, Dora. Come say hi to the peoples. Come on. Come here. Oh, fine then. She just looked at me. She said, come here. She's like, nope. Just nope. I don't even know why they're so obsessed with you either, YBE. It's like, listen, like me, you're kind to pretty much anybody who's kind to you. You're not an asshole to people who aren't assholes to you. I don't get it, dude. Because you speak your mind. I mean, you've never been anything but kind and supportive to me, and I appreciate that. So, and we know that Val's just obsessed with everybody and anyone. Like, that's, you know, she's got to have something to talk about. Well, there are some fake ones. I can always tell when yours isn't, you know, especially when they tried a fake one here, but it was easy for me to tell because you're a member on my channel. So if a YBE pops in here that's not a member, I automatically know it's not you. So it was easy for me to pick out the fake when they came here. Yeah, she absolutely did. If I was Nan, I would have told him to go fuck himself, that it was none of his business, to be honest, right? Because he was asking some questions that really had nothing to do with anything and were really none of his fucking business. But she answered them. with kindness and grace, and even when he wasn't being kind to her. And let's be honest, he was doing that Aiden thing where he pretends to be nice, but at the same time is being backhanded and being a dick and like making fun of people. I wouldn't have answered any of his questions after that point, you know. But Nan answered them. She answered them. She didn't have to. She didn't fucking have to. So why we're naming this? Cause he wants to talk to Nan. He did talk to Nan. He didn't have any other fucking questions, right? It's funny how people want to get on these spaces and talk shit after the fact. You know? Well, that's the other thing. She would have happily had a conversation with him privately. She would have happily talked to him on the phone. She would have happily done that. That's the part that gets me. She would have happily done that. So let's remember, when people are being fucking performative, they're being performative like this, right? This is performative. You know, Causey's doing performative, because if he really wanted to have a conversation with her or really understand anything or really had actual questions that he wanted answers to, not things that he just wants to be like, oh, that probably isn't true. Then why are you asking the question if you're just going to say it's a lie just because you don't want to believe it, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense, you know? It just doesn't. The title and purpose of the space was meet up. It's just another method to summon the peeps into online combat. It is. I don't understand how anybody gets pleasure from it, but I mean, I just need you guys to hear how batshit kooky this is.
She's friends with Broyles and stuff, and I'm like, dude,
Can I just say something? We have a person who has a hand up that'd like to speak.
I'm sorry,
Oh, go
Sparkle.
ahead.
That's okay. North End, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, come up here and defend Barry a little bit.
Victor!
Val and Causey are just
Victor!
coming in here and attacking Barry with these attacks.
Get him, Sparkly.
And it's
Get
just
him,
absolutely
Sparkly.
ridiculous.
Sparkly.
Barry,
Sparkly.
I stand with you.
Sparkly, get Victor. Get him, Sparkly.
I stand with
Thanks,
Daryl.
brother. Shut the fuck up, Causey.
Hi.
See, this is what Causey does.
North End, are you Victor?
Shut the fuck
Hi,
up, Causey.
Sparkly, Valerie.
That is
Hi,
hilarious.
Angie.
Hi, Angie.
This is just crazy. This, like,
And
just
Barry,
7.
hi, it's nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, who's this?
I'm Lisa.
Oh, wait, hold on a sec.
He's about to curse you out, Lisa.
Yeah, you're pretty,
Lisa's a turtle rider. Let's just make that fucking clear. Most of these people are turtle riders here, right? Most of these people I have blocked, literally. Like, it's wild to me, the fucking bonkers shit that some of these people will say and actually believe.
Hey, Lisa, you do
I'm
good shit
pretty
around here. Yeah, you're
Her name's
cool.
Lisa Barrel.
Shut up, dude.
Hey, I got a question, Barry. Seriously though.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of new to this whole X
Kind of
Twitter
fucking unbearable. And yeah,
account
she's
thing.
obnoxious.
Can you help me understand more about like Chris?
She's also a actual hypocrite, right? Like, she will literally talk out both sides of her mouth. Well, she'll be like, I respect people who change their opinions based on new evidence, right? She said that to Meredith. I'll never forget it. And that was just 3 weeks or so after she told, it was Lily, that she could never respect me because I changed my opinions based on different pieces of information, right? So I could never respect that because she changed her opinion on the case, right? So I could never respect someone who changed their opinion like that. 3 weeks later, she was trying to play nice to Meredith, of course, and she's like, "Oh, I respect you changing your opinion on Aiden based on new information." It's like, bro, you just talked out both sides of your mouth, right? Yeah, that's Val. That's what I mean. Like, it's a way to play. And again, you think Val gives an actual fuck about Sparkly? No, it's someone she can use to do a space, to go on a stream and like rile shit up, right? To talk out both sides of her mouth, to use it as a way to talk shit about the people she doesn't like and have Aiden tell her other people they don't like and to feed that to Sparkly. The fact that Sparkly is not computing that is her problem. She claimed to me that she could tell when she was being manipulated and coercively controlled, but it's very clear to me that she has no idea when she's being manipulated. None at all. Either that or she very much likes the manipulation because it's attention that she wasn't getting otherwise, right? Listen, there's no amount of money in the world that could make me change my opinion on a fucking turtle and then invite people like the turtle cult of creators onto my show just for clicks and money. Not fucking doing it. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, I have morals and ethics and fucking boundaries, and there is no world in which I would do that. None. That speaks volumes about the person that you are. That you decided, after telling everybody what you thought about him and speaking to multitude of victims of his, realizing what he had done, then running right back to it to be able to have all these people on your YouTube show and sort of, grift from like the cult people who will throw a ton of money at you. Like if I did that a long time ago, I'd own 2 cars by now. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Yeah, they do. They like it. It's weird. I mean, to be fair, I think that's all she's ever done is troll, to be honest.
Steve?
Anyone
I
want
don't
to
really
chime
know
in?
her much, but I
Does
see her
anyone
What's she know
on-
about
Does
Christy?
anyone want to chime in on Christy Patrol?
I wanted
what?
to know
You
from
got it,
you
Barry.
because I know I asked a few people and they're not really able to tell me a lot about me. So I was just somebody told me that I should ask you.
Pretty much.
So do you
Well, who told you to do that? Give me the audience so I can give you perspective.
What?
just one of my friends, Havana.
Oh, Havana's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone who's a
so,
troll. Amazing.
Dude, Christy, how should I put this? Christy is the reason why all the stock accounts on June 25th started. How's that for an answer?
Listen, I
How's
don't
that?
How many
And-
stock accounts does she have?
No.
She has
It's
a
not
lot.
about her having stock accounts. It's about her needs to ensure that she was going to be safe.
That doesn't even make any
Oh.
sense. That doesn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
make any sense.
Well, what's happening to her?
That doesn't even make any
I
sense.
cannot comment.
To be fair, Christy Citroni has had like a fucking 100 stock accounts. It has nothing to do with being safe. Never has and never will. I mean, that is just simply not true. And of course, I can't comment on that. What that means is I can't answer that question because what I said doesn't make any sense. Therefore, I can't give you an answer. Barry knows damn well that there's no answer on planet Earth you could give for that on why someone would need to make that many accounts to be safe. That just doesn't make any sense. Sorry, not sorry.
Barry,
It's,
can you
what-
get
it's-
Rip Nan Winkle on the phone?
Just not true at all.
Listen, Lisa, it's a safety concern. I'll just
Like
put it that way.
for you?
For who?
No, for Christy, guys. It's not about me.
Oh.
Christy.
Sorry, but she's put out where she lives all over the internet. Everybody has her fucking number. Everyone knows, like, what safety issue would there be to having another fake account? Anyone for 500, Alex? Anyone? No, that's bullshit.
She's in trouble. Listen, Christy's in trouble.
Is she having
Right?
a psychotic
She's not in
break or
trouble,
something? Or
dude.
No,
what
it's
kind of
far.
trouble?
Listen, guys,
Probably.
it's far worse than anything like that, and it dates back to the last summer. It's serious,
Like the
Right.
police are after her?
guys. I cannot comment,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but she's got to be careful. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
right.
I hope she's careful. I don't really know a lot about her.
She's
Not for nothing, but Christy's never careful, dude. She just spews off at the mouth and does the same thing that Barry and Grant do. They just fucking say shit that simply isn't true with all these wild conspiracies and trying to connect these dots that don't exist. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, she's in trouble. She's like, a good way to hide means you have to make sock accounts. The cops know where you live, so you're not hiding from them. Everyone on the internet knows where you fucking live because you've announced it 72 times where you live. Right? At least the town. So it wouldn't be that hard to figure out where you live exactly in the town if you told everyone on planet Earth where you live in the town, right? And the town that you live in the state you live in, right? So who would you be hiding from having numerous fake accounts? Not the cops. They're gonna find you at your house. Not the other people on the internet because you've already told everybody where you fucking live and you have no problem talking about the names of your family members and everything else. So who the fuck would you be hiding from that you would need safe? I mean, it's simply 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 here. That math ain't mathing, dude. That math is not fucking math.
Great.
Also, Christy's never, quote, careful. You know what I mean? Like, she just says shit. Like, that's not, no.
crazy. She's crazy.
Oh, okay. I will
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Okay.
She's crazy. She's crazy. She's got to be safe, but now she's crazy. I mean, to be fair, she's loonies, but
You sure you don't want to say anything?
Barry, you seem to have insight into a lot of people. That's awesome.
he doesn't. Okay, he
Thanks,
doesn't.
Berkeley.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I fucking mean. You seem to have insight, Barry. That's great, and do tons of people. He doesn't. It's all conspiracy theories. He made the fuck up, dude. He doesn't have insight into anyone. He doesn't know anyone in real life. He lives in fucking Florida, dude. And what does he do in his spare time? Harass Nan Gallagher and Steve, her boyfriend. Like, that's what he's doing in his spare time. He doesn't know anyone. He doesn't know anything about anyone other than what Aiden told him. He's a Aiden super fan, by the way. He's a Turtle Rider super fan. So what he, quote, knows about people are the rumors that Aiden spreads about people. There's nothing that he, quote, knows about people that is like special information, bro. That's what he wants, though. He wants people to believe he's like a super secret spy that has super secret information and is like connected to the federal government, and they're going to like help him out, and they're going to like crash through your window and start serving subpoenas or arresting people on his behalf. Like, bro. Again, same man who tried to fake his death a month ago, all right? He needs help. He doesn't need this. This is gaslighting. You're gaslighting someone who is not well, dude. What you should be doing is talking to them privately on how you can actually help them, like get them actual help. I am not friends with Barry, therefore I'm not offering that. But, you know, I'd be happy to give information to someone else who can give it to him on where he can check himself in inpatient and get the help that he needs in Florida. But other than that, like, this is beyond, like, these people, instead of helping someone who's very clearly not okay, right? You don't fake your death if you're okay. Someone who's very clearly seeking attention, right, on the internet. Instead, you guys are gaslighting him and trying to compliment a delusional man. All you're doing is confirming to him that he, just like Aiden, when you pat the ego of people who are not well, their ego gets bigger and bigger and they act out more and more, right? They start pretending their head doesn't fit through the door. It has, grown so much. And that's what they're doing here with Barry. He doesn't know anything about anyone, right? It's just shit that he fucking drew lines to in his own head that don't make any logical sense at all.
I mean, I love the insight. I want to hear it all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
validating the delusions. That's what you're doing.
That's how you
All
do
that
it.
does is make
You're a
someone
good guy,
worse.
Barry. You know
I
that?
loved your feedback for Sparkly Barry.
And there goes Val. She knew exactly what she was doing there. You're a great guy, Barry. You're a great guy. You're a good guy. Yep. How much do you want to know she makes fun of him behind his back? Because he's not well, dude. She doesn't think he's a good guy or a great guy. She just wants him to keep talking. And it's so abundantly clear. You can see through it like glass what these people like. That is like sick. You have to be a very sick, deluded person to do that, right? You have to be a very, very sick, deluded person to want to sort of rile up someone that is not well, you know? Oh, you're such a great guy. You're such a guy. They just want to keep them talking about other people, right? Like cause that chaos. Like, it's fucking sick, dude. It's sick. It's fucking sick.
No, Sparkly, I appreciate it, but this shit fucking sucks. Do you understand?
No,
I never wanted to be in it. Nan Gallagher put me in this fucking bullshit last year.
Wrong. Nan didn't put him in anything last year. Nan put him in absolutely nothing last year. Last year, she said, I want nothing to do with you. It should have ended right there. She didn't put him in anything. They talked friendly, like they were friends, like they would message back and forth, like I message back and forth with many other people. Barry could not handle the understanding that, like, she was not interested in him in that way and never was, right? He couldn't fucking handle that. He could not handle it. He put himself. She didn't put him anywhere, right? So again, let's pass the blame on to the victim that I'm actively harassing and threatening. Make it make sense, dude. That math ain't fucking mathing.
And guess what? I was the one targeted by a dozen people a day for fucking 3 months.
No, he wasn't targeted by a dozen people a day for 3 fucking months. He argued with the same fucking person or the same couple people back and forth. Now, why? I'll tell you why, okay? I'll tell you why. Because he loved to insert himself into situations. He inserted himself into Lindsay's situation told her that he was an attorney. He went to law school. He was an attorney. He could help her file a civil case, right? He inserts himself into these scenarios. And then when people start to see who he is and the way he acts, they kind of step back and are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a couple scenarios where he was on the phone on a three-way call with Lindsay, and like she's talking to him, and you know, he started saying something and she's like, well, that's not true, Barry. Like she kind of called him on a lie, and he would start screaming and yelling at her. Like that's not normal, right? Just start screaming out, and she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what are you screaming at, bro? I'm not yelling at you. Why the fuck are you screaming at me? Right? Like he puts himself in these scenarios, contacts these people, tells them, oh, I can help you with this, or oh, I got information on that, puts himself in these, and then when he ultimately snaps, right? And these people are like, stay the fuck away from me, leave me alone, whatever, then he plays victim. You know? Yeah, that's exactly what they would. I'm glad you could see it, Breeze. That's exactly what was happening. Yeah, you're a great guy. Tell me more. Tell me more.
That's a fact.
Where's she at, Barry? Can we get her on the phone?
No, Kazi.
Why?
I'm sure she's having a night right now.
She's having a night?
What?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she is.
Why would you say that? Why would you say you're sure she's having a night unless you were, I don't know, texting, threatening, calling, I don't know, one of those things? It shouldn't get to the point where law enforcement needs to be involved for some of this shit. Yet, that's where it ends up going almost every fucking time with some of these people, you know?
Who's Dan Gallagher?
She's an attorney.
Who said?
Somebody really just asked that?
Yeah, someone really
that?
asked that.
It's just
Well, because be mad at people for asking questions. Like, again, as I say, there's no such thing as a stupid question if you're not trolling. Like, just because you don't know the answer doesn't mean you're stupid or you shouldn't ask the question. Like, and that's what I don't like about that quote side of people, the turtle writers and stuff, is they treat people like, God forbid they ask a question to sort of understand. Then it's, oh, you should know the answer to that. So like, I'm not, you know, how dare you ask? Did you really ask that? What are you, fucking stupid? That's what they act like. So they treat people like, yeah, they are asking. Clearly they don't know. So answer the damn question. It's not that hard. It's not that different. You don't have to be an asshole about it. Just answer the fucking question. Like,
teasing. I know who she is.
No.
Jeez, Kazi, come on.
Can we get her on the phone, Barry?
No.
She hides.
bro, what is wrong with these people trying to egg him on to call her? You know he's harassed her. You know he's threatened her, and you're trying to egg him on to call her and do more of that? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, good friends you got there, Barry. Yeah, they want you to be charged with fucking harassing people, I guess. You didn't learn your first lesson when you were charged with cyber harassment for the first person you did it to.
I think.
Agreed.
She's having a night. Trust me.
Trust me, she's having a night. What the fuck does that mean, bro?
I legitimately tried.
She's doing the daily glaze.
Dude, shame on you. Shame the fuck on you. Shame on all of you. You think it's funny to harass a mother? Right? Like, what the... Regardless of the fact that she's a lawyer, okay, because that's regardless of the fact of who she is as a person. She's a person. She's a human with feelings and emotions and a family, right? Like, you think it's cute or funny to harass a mom who's at home with her kids at night? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, really, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's not cute, it's not funny, and it's actually illegal criminal behavior. So if Barry gets charged, all you idiots that egged him on like that or participated in it, like, you could be charged or sued or both. Like, that's so smart. You guys are so fucking smart, let me tell you. So fucking smart.
Yeah, dude, don't do that, Kazi. He's a good kid, all right?
He is a good kid.
No, I
Yeah.
said the daily glaze.
I agree with you, Barry.
is something else.
Yeah, just listen, guys.
I'm not even making fun of her kid, dude. First of all, her kid has the best name ever. Blaze is the best fucking name ever. I'm sorry, but that is gangster as hell. That kid has a nickname forever now. Like, his name is a nickname, and it's freaking awesome. You know how when you're a kid, like, some kids have like cool nicknames, and you're like, I wonder who gave them that nickname and like where it came from, right? Like, I inadvertently on accident gave my youngest a nickname with her middle initial and her first initial, not realizing like it actually is a nickname. But seems Blaze, how fucking cool is that? Like, you're gonna blaze the path for other people who like the things that you like. You know, you're going to blaze the trail for other people who can follow in your footsteps. You're going to do great things. Like, what an amazing name, dude. I would have never thought of that one. That's a pretty good name. You know, that's a pretty good fucking name. I would have never thought that one up. And I thought about, you know, obviously I had girls though, but I did have to think up boys' names in case one of them were going to be a boy. But I wanted my kids to have names that weren't popular at the time. Although one of my kids' names ended up being popular like way later on, but it wasn't popular at the time. I wanted my kids to have like not so unique that they could never find it written on a pencil like mine, but unique enough that it wasn't a popular name to hear all the time. You know, I didn't want them to have one of those basic popular names, you know? My husband has a basic popular name, to be fair, and I don't. So I wanted something sort of a middle ground for my kids, you know? So I love the uniqueness in his name. I fucking absolutely love it. That's amazing. I love it. I think it's great. But it's like, make fun of it. You're going to make fun of a child? Like, first of all, you're a grown ass crusty old man on fucking Spaces making fun of a minor child's name. How good do you feel, right? Like, yay, Turtle Riders, yay! I fucking can't. I have to agree with you here that it seems like it's an attention thing and a clicks thing and a money thing and you know, she knew she was gonna get and I mean I made it clear to her that, like, just so you know, like, this isn't the Turtle Rider side. Like, you're not going to have donations flowing in every 10 seconds. Like, that's, you know, it's just not, that's not how it works over here. You know, you got to do the work, man. Like, it's not just easy peasy lemon squeezy, say whatever you want. They believe whatever you say. Like, you have to actually do the work and do the research and, like, you know, do it. Do it if you're going to do it. Do the actual fucking work. So at some point, clearly she realized, like, she wanted the easy way. And the easy way is to make nicey nice with all the pick-me bitches, apparently, and condone this kind of behavior. The second someone would have done this on my Spaces, I'd have shut this thing the fuck down. A crusty, dusty old man making fun of a minor's fucking name, and then a bunch of crusty, dusty old men talking about a woman and how you want to get her on the phone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Someone he's already harassed, who's already publicly and privately said 1 billion times, please leave me alone. Stop tagging me, calling me, harassing me, threatening me. Stop. And y'all are suggesting he get her on the phone. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Literally.
Guys, I know you guys like ragging on her. Listen, I know you guys like ragging on her, but
here he goes with the defending her now. So he goes 1 minute from, you know, doing this whole she's bad thing, and the next to defending her. It's fucking bonkers. Yeah. I mean, I heard Aiden was making fun of someone's, I don't know whose kid, but making fun of a minor child. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but it's like, don't fucking follow in his footsteps. He's a gross human being. You know what I mean? It is creepy. Like, he's a minor child. What the fuck does the kid have anything to do with anything? He didn't ask to have to deal with crusty, dusty Kazi. Like, what the fuck?
out of everything that she's done, I can assure you this. For her to ask me to help her with sock accounts.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. This is what he like does. It's like, she asked me to help her figure out who these accounts were that were trolling her. Okay, and I've helped many people do that. I don't need a fucking medal or a cookie or a pat on the back, and I'm not going to say later on when they don't want to talk to me because I'm behaving in the way that Barry's behaving here that, oh, they got me into this and it's all their fault that 15 people came after me. No, it's your fault, your own actions. Nobody told you to do X, Y, and Z. You did X, Y, and Z. Helping her figure out who the sock accounts were, you didn't have to do any of that publicly. That's all private communication, right? So anything you did publicly, like pointing fingers at people, she didn't tell you to do that. She wanted you to help her just figure out who some of these accounts were if you could. And to be fair, Barry never had the capacity to figure out who any of those people were at all. All he did was just throw random names out there and hope he was right. He never had the capacity to actually help figure out in any real way who any of those people were. But he pretended he did, and that's the thing. Like, you know, same way he pretended he knew the law so well that he could help Lindsay. He didn't, and he doesn't. And it's very clear. Like, and he's spewing joint venture. That's all he keeps talking about the last, like, 3 days. Joint venture. No one's being fucking charged with joint venture because you don't like that they told you to leave them alone. That's not a thing, my dude. All right? or you don't like something they said online when they're firing back because you are harassing a woman. Like, bro, you live in Delulu land. You need to come down to reality.
And also help her make sure that she wasn't being watched, stalked, shit like that.
Yeah, and instead she gets a stalker like you who's watching and stalking her. What a great fucking trade you are, Barry.
For her to betray me with these others, the way
betray me. See how he says that? She betrayed me. They were never a couple, an item. They were friendly. They spoke to each other. Just like I speak to many people, men and women. I talk to all of you. Anybody who writes me a message, I respond to, right? Like, most of the time. Unless I open it and then I get distracted. If I open it and I get distracted by the kids or a phone call or something, I might forget. So you might have to send a second one. But besides that, I answer them, right? So, like, this whole, like, she betrayed me, she's a traitor thing, like, this is something he made up in his mind to justify her telling him, like, just leave me alone, right? That's my point, right? Is like, he's the one who ends up stalking and harassing her to this day. It's fucking wild.
she did. Wrong move.
Wrong move. See that? Oh, you betrayed me with these people. She didn't betray him with anyone. She simply was like, whoa. He was getting out of hand, obviously, as you can tell. And she was like, nope, I don't want anything to do with this. Nope, please leave me alone. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day. And instead of actually leaving her alone like a normal human being would do, he did this. Oh, you betrayed me. I'm going to get you. Whoa, bro. You need a padded room.
Wrong
So
move.
is she still doing the Daily Blaze? Because Eden's right on. He wants
Sparkly, listen to me very carefully.
Yeah.
She's not online right now.
No, I know.
Do you understand?
Oh, Sparkly, I think that's hilariously funny, right? It's cute. It's funny. Funny she didn't find any of this behavior funny before, right? Funny.
Well, it doesn't mean this minute, but
Sparkly,
Barry,
not
Barry,
I'm trying to help you out. She is going to take a break.
Barry. If you could say one thing to Nair right now, what would it be?
You better call me and figure this shit out.
Excuse me?
Okay.
See, this is the shit. This is what I mean. She doesn't need to call you. She doesn't need to have any contact with you. You're not seeming to grasp the fact that you're blocked. She wants nothing to do with you. She wants to be left alone, and you cannot grasp that in your pea-sized brain. Okay? She doesn't need to call you, and she's not going to call you. She's going to be left the fuck alone. That's what she's going to be. She's going to be left the fuck alone. You're going to leave her the fuck alone, one way or another, right? You're either going to do it on your own, or law enforcement's going to force you to do it at one point. Like, I don't know why he wants to do this again. He knows what cyber stalking, and he's been charged with it before. Like, if you can't, like, I reckon that kind of behavior, that kind of speech right there, that's abusive. You better call me. Now, mind you, she's had no contact with him for a long while now. He has been blocked completely. Why would you be still trying to get someone to contact you that has had you blocked? That's Delulu. That is language an abuser uses, right? You better do this, and then they're insinuating there's an or else. No. I don't fucking think so. That's not the way this works. So we're going to listen to me very carefully, Barry. She will not be contacting you. You will leave her alone, right? Because either you're going to choose to leave her alone on your own, or eventually law enforcement will do it. Like, your choice, dude. Your choice. Normal people don't do this to other people. Oh, absolutely dangerous for her to allow this. You know what? She wants to get wrapped up in these fucking buffoons. That's on her, because everyone on planet Earth warned her, including Nina. And I did not appreciate the way she treated Nina, all right? Nina had been nothing but kind to her. And I feel like at this point she just used Nina in her spaces to, like, gain traction, you know, which is really shitty, right? Because Nina was nothing but kind to her. And the way that she treated Nina spoke fucking volumes to me. Allowing this behavior and then thinking it's funny and then engaging with this kind of shit and not shutting this down, you have become exactly what you said you were against, right? Like, and if you can't see what's wrong with that, and, you know, as she's blaming everyone else, of course, she's on, you know, her shows blaming everyone else and saying, oh, you know, these people are all after me. And, you know, these people love to play the victim when they're the ones, like, doing the victimizing. It's fucking quite amazing to me to see the switch on how they victimize other people, and then they're like, I'm the victim, me. Like, no. It isn't something that she would have normally done. But now she's got no problem doing it with Val sitting next to her, right? Egging her on, Causey on the other side. These are not nice people, right? Like, these people there, and all they want to do is stir shit. I wonder if any of them have lives outside of Spaces, because they're just like consistently on Spaces. Like, I don't have time. Once in a while, I'll jump on a space when I have extra time, or the kids go out and I'm home. Like, other than that, I don't have time to sit on Spaces all day, every fucking day, or all night, every night. Who the fuck has time for that, dude? The fuck? No one has that. No one has time for that. She does that on purpose, though, and we all know that. It's like, if you're not in the cult, it's very easy to see what's happening here, right? She fell asleep drunk on the Spaces and allowed it to continue for almost 2 hours without moderating. Oh my fucking God. I can't. That's another thing. Like, listen, I probably drink maybe 5 to 8 times in a year, and I'm being generous there. A year, all right? It's probably a problem if you're consistently drinking every single day. That's probably not healthy for your body. You probably have an issue if you're drinking every day, right? That's not supposed to be a thing. It's not supposed to be a thing, guys. It's not supposed to. If you're drinking every single day, you need to take a look and say, like, maybe I have a problem, right? And I have places that you can call for that, and people who can help you with that. But you need to recognize first that that's not normal. Drinking every single day is not normal. That is not normal behavior.
That's great. Yeah. Say it again, Barry.
Barry, that's probably not gonna. You better call me.
Say it again.
Maybe
He said you better call me so we can figure this shit out.
But she doesn't have to call him to figure anything out. And as Val well knows, he's been blocked for I don't even know how fucking long. And as Val knows, because she's a stage 5 clinger of everyone's, who's not a turtle writer, of course, she knows damn well that Nan has been asked him repeatedly, privately and publicly, to be left the fuck alone. Steve has asked on her behalf. I have said the same thing. Leave her the fuck alone.
Listen, I don't think she understands what she has done here.
Okay, let me make something clear. She hasn't done anything, all right? I don't think she understands what she has done. What she has done is cut ties with Barry a very long time ago. And he cannot understand why someone doesn't want to be around him. Or not even around him, because they were never around each other, but like why someone doesn't want contact with him. He is not computing that, no, it's not a fucking thing, dude. Leave her alone. It's not hard. It's not fucking hard. And now here you have these two idiots egging him on to say this shit.
Very well what she has done.
She knows very well. What is it that she did, Val, exactly? It's funny that they keep saying this shit, but like they can't come up with one instance of anything that she did. They just keep being like, oh, well, she knows what she did. And all these people were after me. Barry, the people you argued with online are people you argued with online. It has nothing to do with Nan. It has to do with your own behavior and going after other people aside from Nan. That has nothing to do with her. The fact that you want to blame it on her is wild because it's well after she has no contact with you anymore. Like this is like along the lines of like, Christy, who blamed me, Julie, Karen, and Kara for every single sock account that she argued with for a year. For a year, she blamed us. One of us four. Must be one of us four. How many times was it one of us? How many of those sock accounts were us? 0. None. None of them. Not a single one of the fucking sock accounts that she argued with in all that time were us. None. Not a single fucking one. Yet that did not stop her from publicly proclaiming that it must be one of us. It has to be. Has to be. Just has to be. Right? Like, what, dude? I'm not wasting my time on that. Sorry, not fucking sorry, dude. Not ever. Not on anyone. Not ever. Not wasting my fucking time with that. That's ridiculous. This is delusional.
Needs to call me so we can figure this shit out.
Yeah, she's not calling. See how he like yells there, so we can figure this out. She's not calling.
Yeah.
Period.
Let me be clear.
I think
She's
you're a
not
good
calling
guy,
you,
Barry.
period.
You're a good guy.
Do you see how she feeds him? Just feed the ego, feed the anger, feed it. Just keep it. Give me a pat on the back there, bud. Yep, you're a great guy there, Barry. Yep, you're a great guy. Telling people that they better call you, stalking people. Yep, you're just all there and well. Faking your death. Yep, good job, bud. You're a great guy. Yep, that's you.
I agree, Valerie.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
me
saying that to be
too.
funny. I think you're a
Listen,
good
I
guy,
No, I know.
Barry.
appreciate
I
it.
know.
I
It is.
appreciate it. I do.
I believe in that you cursed me out. It's okay. I believe you're a good
You're a
guy.
good guy, Beryl.
No, it's true. It's
I
true.
fucking can't.
You don't deserve all the hate and
All
stuff.
the what? She can't say what. All the hate. Nope. He's getting back what he gave to other people, and other people are giving it back. That's not Nan's problem or her fault. It's Barry's fault for doing what he does to people, pretending he's a super secret Fed, and getting himself involved in all these different things. Kind of like Christy in a way, where he would go and get himself involved in all these different things and all these different groups of people, and then this group of people would fight with this group of people, and then he's like trying to pretend he has information from here and here, and he's giving false information to this side and false information to that side about each other, which causes a problem, and then he's in the middle. Like, it's, again, he stirs the pot too. So then he wonders why that pot then blows up. How is that her problem? It has nothing to do with her. Not a single thing. Not a single fucking thing. This is delusional. This whole thing is fucking delulu.
You're a good guy, Barry.
Don't take this
And
patronizing,
I'm
Barry.
sorry
I
that
can't.
Nan did that to you. No, I'm
Well, it
serious. It's not
wasn't,
nice what
guys.
she did to you.
Oh,
You don't
it
Do
deserve
wasn't
that.
anything.
Look, it wasn't just her. It was Jason
Please.
Broyles.
Yeah,
Christy
everybody.
Turner,
Yeah.
dude, that whole fucking group of theirs.
You don't
You know
deserve
what?
that, Barry.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
Havana's here. Havana, you want to speak?
Oh god, another turtle
Havana's
rider. That's
cool.
a great idea.
Yeah. You want to
Hey,
Come on.
Havana.
Hey,
Hey, Havana.
Hey.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, the one that goes after minor children. Yeah, she's totally cool. She's off. She's definitely so cool. Throwing pats on the back to people that do horrific, horrendous shit like that. Like, I'm sorry, but there's something fucking seriously wrong. Like, there's just something very seriously wrong with your fucking brain cells if you're gonna like give pats on the back to some of these fucking people, right? Most of these people are diehard turtle riders, and it speaks volumes, right? Exactly. Cue the tiny violin. Oh, I can't. I can't. For me, like, I don't even like calling it like quote sides anymore, right? Like, for me, I treat people with the respect that they treat me with. Period. Fucking period. I can agree to disagree with you on a case because there's going to be many more that we agree or disagree on, right? Like, I can agree to disagree on pretty much anything, right? As long as people remain respectful and kind, that's the same way I'm going to remain with you. I'm not a shitty person. I don't just share personal, even the people I don't talk to anymore that I used to be friendly with that ended up being shitty people. I've never shared anything that they shared with me because they shared it with me in confidence, period. And so I'm not like them, right? Like, I'm not like them. I don't do the things they do. I don't need to. I know who I am. I don't need a pat on the back from a sewer turtle, from a group of people, or anything else, right? I was a lost little girl at 18. I had to refine myself, and that took a long time for someone who had a lack of self-esteem and who was abused. And I did, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know who I am 100%. I don't need anybody else to fucking tell me. Some of these people, you can tell, are very insecure. They're looking for a place to belong, and so they end up in a group to, quote, belong together. The problem is you can't put a bunch of insecure, egotistical, selfish people together because they're just going to keep stabbing each other in the back over and over and over, and you'll watch that play out. This group of people here, eventually something will happen. There'll be a rift in this group of people. This one will be stabbing that one in the back, sharing each other's messages, so on and so forth, and we'll watch it play out again with our popcorn machine. Why get involved in something like that? Why would anyone want to be involved in something like that? I prefer my community. I prefer all of you. People who can agree to disagree on things, but they can be kind, they can be respectful, they can help each other out. We can laugh, we can cry, we can have a conversation about pretty much anything, right? I pick this community every fucking time. Every fucking time. Give me 1 second. I just got to grab something from my bed. Sorry, I had to grab my other thing here. Plug this. I agree, she is one of the worst on X, but she's also done some pretty awful shit. So to be like, oh yeah, really great, she's wonderful, fucking great, like, tells me you don't know anything about her. You're just lying, you know, because all the other people, you want to be accepted by the rest of these clowns. I mean, it's pretty fucking sad.
I'm
Ripping
getting,
Havana, we're ripping shreds.
Barry's amazing. Barry, you know, comes in there and helps me out a few times because these animals in there, but I don't give a shit.
God.
I hold it down. I don't care.
Oh, Havana, you're cool shit. You know.
Like, can anybody just tell, even in the way that he talks, like, something ain't right? You know what I mean? Like, people don't normally go from, like, you know, super kind to, like, screaming and yelling out of nowhere. The way I watched that man switch up on the phone like that, we're having a conversation, and then Lindsay said to him, like, wait, Barry, that's not true. What you just said just isn't true. And he starts screaming and yelling. Right? Screaming and fucking yelling and fucking how dare you, rah! And I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, she's like, bro, what are you screaming at me for? I'm not yelling. I'm not even raising my voice. Why the hell are you screaming? Like, that's some of the scariest shit. That was triggering because my abuser was like that, obviously. Most abusers are. You know? They just are, unfortunately.
Man.
Chrissy wants to know if August 8th means anything. She must be listening under one of her.
Yeah, that was apparently the date that Jason Brawls discovered who John Barron was, according to him.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
She also said you're going to find out who that Anthony Sanchez account is.
Based on what I've observed, it's Semolina.
I thought it was this Toro kid.
No, it's not.
Toro.
That's what I've been hearing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
It's
I don't know.
not.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Sanchez is a man.
Listen, it's not him.
All right, Sanchez is a man. He's been on Spaces with me a few times. Like, Sanchez is a dude. It's not a chick. Not Semolina. I can't, you know? No, I know you do, but I like to be able to, you know, one of my bad habits is over-explaining, but I feel like that probably also comes from, like, I was in foster care when I was a kid, and unfortunately I was abused in care, and I remember telling my worker, and because the foster parents denied it, they were like, oh, well, you know, nothing's wrong, nothing happened, because the foster parents said it didn't. And I'm like, since when do we believe the abusers? Of course, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, sure, we abused her. Like, so like, I feel like not having them not believe me until other kids came forward, that I did a number on me as a kid. So like now as an adult, I feel like I have to give all of the information for everyone to understand. Like, I have to over explain it almost, because I need people to understand, like, who, when, why, where, how, you know? I'm sorry guys, my throat. But that's sometimes why I do that. And for me, it's like, I feel like almost automatic, you know, I don't even think about it, but I also, in a way, like, am an open book. Like, I don't really have anything to hide. So I don't mind, like, giving all of the information that I can, you know? Yeah, no, I get it. It definitely is. See, for me, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I could give a fuck less. I could give an actual fuck less. You know, I'm not ashamed of my life or the mistakes I made, because I learned from those mistakes, right? And I moved my life full circle from someone who was abused and very insecure to someone who, you know, went full circle in my life. I was an addict, obviously, after all that trauma, who obviously stopped using, helped other addicts, and then worked in the prison system. So my life sort of went full circle, right? I'm extremely proud of that. Unfortunately, I can't work in that field anymore because I physically can't do the job with all of my health problems and disabilities. But I would love to. I would love to. I absolutely loved my career in corrections. I loved helping people in that way. And I also had time, you know, aside that I have been doing for almost the last 20 years, is doing volunteer advocacy, which I still do to this day, almost every day. And I even if it's helping someone with something small, it makes my heart melt, you know, like it makes my heart full. Hold on a second, guys. My kiddo might be here. sister's calling. Usually that means she's outside. Give me 1 second. Nope, just my sister telling me she's taking my minion to Target with her real quick. Yeah, I mean, these people are, I mean, some of this is just wild. Like, leave Dan alone.
It's a ploy by Christie. So you guys, here's a little fascinating history fact, okay? So Christie Citron,
I mean,
has
I have boundaries.
Uh,
There's a reason why we call my husband the room service guy. There's a reason why you don't see my kid pop in and out of the screen. That's a strict rule of mine with boundaries, things like that. I keep as much of my health stuff private as I can, other than to tell you guys I have health problems. But things in my past I'm very more open about, because I know there's other people who are probably struggling with those things, and I want them to know, like, there is someone out there like you that made it, right? That got through it, and that you can too. And that, my emails and my DMs are always open for anybody like that who wants to just have someone to talk to about it, or relate, or just have a private conversation, scream, yell, cry, doesn't matter to me. So with those things, I don't mind. Being a dancer, that was something I shared with you guys, and now Aiden's like obsessed with it, and I just have to laugh. My husband laughs too, and he's like, does he think you're like, is that supposed to be an insult that you, like, people paid you to dance? Like, I'm confused. Is that supposed to be an insult? I'm like, I guess. I don't know. Like, I guess so. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't fucking know. I guess.
long-standing family member by the name of Gianni. And the Toro family is a legendary family in and around the East Boston and Somerville area.
No.
Benito Toro was, he was the patriarch of the Toro family. And Gianni and Benito knew each other. So that's how the Citron and Toro family connected. So this whole thing with Pat Toro back in November, December last year, it was a ruse. You're all being lied to. And that's the fucked up thing about all this.
By who?
Everybody's been lied to. Everyone.
We know.
I'm sorry, guys, but...
I mean, again, do you think he's going to spit out the actual person who's been lying all this time? Do you actually think he's going to spit out the sewer turtle? No. That's who everyone's been lying to. First of all, if you were listening to anything Christy said, you fucking lost your mind a long time ago, dude. I mean, she has no loyalty to anyone. She'll befriend anyone if she thinks she'll get some juicy information and then feed to the actual other people who the juicy information is about. I mean, common sense is don't connect yourself with someone like that.
We're all lied to by these people for their own sick game of politics on who was going to win audience with the content creators. That's what this was all about.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that. My audience is not the same.
Thank you, Barry.
As the sewer turtles.
It's a fact, dude. If you haven't heard this before, it was right after the Wilbur event that this is when the strategy for the shift was going to start. Right after the Wilbur.
I did see a shift. Yes, you're correct.
Is he trying to say that shift was planned? Just FYI, that shift was not planned. They didn't go, oh yeah, we're going to say Aiden wiretapped someone and plan to break this movement up. Like, nope, that was Aiden's own actions he did before the Wilbur. Nothing was, quote, planned. Like, that's essentially the tone that he was just trying to put it in. It's like, that was like a planned separation. Like, no, people just found out who Aiden was because there was actual evidence to put out to show he's a liar this time. A lot of the time we have evidence, but it's like some of it's in the court and you want to let the court system do its job. Or the victims have evidence, but they don't want to put it out because he would know which victim it came from, right? So then we have to withhold the evidence and just tell people what's going on. And that doesn't always work. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't always work. I don't even know what a nun is, lady. Like, I mean, what? Yeah, I'm a nun. Sure, whatever you say. Whatever you say. I mean, you wasted your time to say that to get blocked. I mean, that's fucking weird, but all right, sure. Sure.
Was it in the left or the right side?
Or up the middle,
What?
even.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
I was a stripper. I'm pretty sure I'm not a nun.
Fuck off, dude. What? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know what that meant. So chill out. You know.
Okay, Beryl.
Barry, can I ask you a question? Because I'm actually not that familiar with you.
Oof, I'm sorry to hear that, Ellen. It's nice to see you.
And Cosby can vouch for me. I'm pretty new to all this. Are you pro Turtle Boy or anti Turtle Boy?
I've been following Aiden since WEI. I mean, what does that tell you? He pisses me off.
I know.
Yeah, so I'll give you a perspective. I support him, but he fucking pisses me off. How can he not? Look at how much he's fucked up since the end of the trial. Yes, he's fucked up. He knows he's fucked up. As is everybody. That's the point I'm making. Everybody has fucked up. Everyone.
Yeah, everyone, sure.
Everyone. Yeah, bro.
All
I
right,
got
Beryl.
you.
Point taken.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's fucked up. Period.
Speak for yourself, bro. Speak for yourself. Oof, that does not sound like
So there's that.
Feel good, my darling. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sending you all the love.
You know,
anybody seen Nan?
All the healing vibes.
It's old now. All right, dude.
You're done, Cosby. Enough.
Wow, dude,
Cosby, enough.
It is what it is, dude. I don't give a shit anymore. After what Nan, look, I want to tell you guys something. Nan just
Totally
last
welcome.
night, what the bomb that she dropped at 11:35 was reminiscent of what she did
What kind
on the
of
weekend
bomb?
of August 9th.
What
in
bomb?
Canada.
What
It
bomb?
was fucking bullshit.
It
I
was
was
no
like,
bomb.
what the fuck, man? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Oh, and by the way, that fucking Recruit for You account, his name's not Steve. Fucking douche. What a cock.
Sure.
To be lied and betrayed by these people that I am never
Yes.
going to meet is fucking child play.
To be relied and betrayed by people I'll never meet. Do you realize how fucking delusional that sounds? Betrayed by people I'll never meet. Oh, how the fuck can you be betrayed about people who aren't even your friends and you'll never meet? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Also, there was no bomb. Man dropped 0 bombs. There was no bomb. Notice he doesn't elaborate on that, right? Because he can't. I mean, this is fucking bonkers, dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm listening. I feel like this is like we're listening to what happens on planet Mars.
It is. Period. I'm sorry to say it, but these people are just fucking children, dude.
Listen, Chrissy, if you want to talk to Barry, you're going to have to get up because
Christy.
tweeting
Christy, I'm going to give you a little advice.
talking shit, Barry. You better take care of this.
Christy, I'm going to give you a little advice.
Nobody
Don't
wants your
talk.
advice, Barry.
At all.
Oh, okay.
At all. You know why.
She's running it
Agreed.
right now.
Nars.
Well, with all due respect to Christy,
He is a narcissist.
I wouldn't talk.
Oh, hooking a-hole.
Shame on you, Christy, for fucking doing everything that you did with Dara and Esty and all those guys. Man.
I warned you. I tried to warn people.
Seriously, Christy.
Just saying.
Jesus.
Havana, unana.
No one wants to listen when you warn them. It's fucking wild. Like, listen, I specifically said to people, like, if you don't think Chrissy's going to do the exact same thing that she's done to multiple groups of people to you, you've lost your mind. She'll share all your private messages. She'll twist shit. She'll fucking draw lines that don't exist. Like, for the love of God, if you're smart, don't bother. Dude, don't bother. You don't need someone to pretend to be your friend just to, in the long run, you know, share your private messages completely out of context that have nothing really to do with anything. Like, I don't get it. Why not take the advice? It's good advice, bro. You know, like, and again, every single one of those people must be kicking themselves right now and being like, I wish I listened to Elise when she warned me. You know, they might not ever admit it, but you got the warning and you chose not to listen. So I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, no, different one. Different one. This is a different one. It's a different. There's two. It's a different one with a K. You'll never. I mean, she has like 17 different sock accounts, or all. You know what I mean? All over Twitter. Like one gets suspended and she gets like 5 more. So it's hard to keep up with which one is hers.
Seriously, guys, that whole group. Wow. What were they thinking?
I like Barry, and I don't really like too many people, but for some reason, I like Barry and I like Kazi.
Well, that speaks volumes.
Is Kazi still there?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
here.
he's here.
Yeah, I
I
like
want.
Kazi.
Yeah,
Havana,
I'm here. I'm
I want
just
to see a
listening.
reemergence of BLT tomorrow. It's time to get out some
I know.
breakdancing dudes.
Yeah,
He needs
yeah.
to come back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah,
we
because
need
you
that.
know,
Agreed.
seeing her in like one context, like seeing her like in person or seeing her like on a stream. I don't think. I mean, I think maybe one time she was. I can't remember, but I mean, she mostly exists on X, if that makes sense.
fucking Tom.
I mean, who knows?
Kazi's the best. Kazi, listen, Kazi, the screen recording I made the other day with Melanie, whatever, and
I mean, just listening to some of these people, I feel fucking stupider.
all
I
you hear
honestly
is you
do.
in the background. All you hear is you in the background. I mean,
You don't have
Okay.
none.
Some of that.
You don't have none.
It's a fucking foo bar.
Him and his best friend, his so-called best friend, one is just plain psycho, and the other one is just following suit.
Just think about it like this.
Are they talking about themselves?
Imagine if I did that to Jason Burrell's kids.
Leave the kids alone, bro. Leave the kids alone. It's not hard. Leave the fucking kids.
Two on the other foot. What would you do?
Leave anyone's kids alone.
They all
I don't care whose
together, but
kids
they
it
can't
is,
take it.
including
you know
fucking.
what? I wouldn't even
like,
want to
kids,
give
leave
that.
the kids
That's
alone.
the point. It's standards, it's principles. You don't do that shit.
That's the difference between a lot of us and them.
Listen, I can't fucking stand Aiden. I can't stand him. He is probably the most harmful person I can think of. And his kids didn't ask for that, right? They didn't ask for that. They don't belong being dragged into their father's fucking mistakes and bad behavior. Like, they're cute kids. They're good kids. Like, they're just kids. Like, just let them be kids and not have to worry about any of this and know about any of this. You know what I mean? Like, dragging someone's kids into it, and I love whoever the fuck that was. Like, that's a difference between me and us and them. I'm sorry, but nobody that I associate with drags children into anything. That's a hard no for me. For the people that I deal with, that is a hard fucking line no. No. You drag people's kids? No. 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 Absolutely fucking no. Sparkly's up there, Valerie's up there, you know, all the fucking shit show is up there. Yeah, I mean, when you're watching a replay of this, the bar on who is speaking is not always on the right person that actually is speaking. That's the problem. You'll be able to hear Valerie's voice. You can't miss it. You know what I mean? Like, her voice is fucking so obnoxious. It goes in one ear and out the other. You can't miss when she's talking. You know what I mean? Yeah, but there's a big difference between being a showman and then going as far as he goes with the deception and the diabolical setting people up for crimes to have them charged. Like, that's well beyond anything that normal people do, you know? Yeah, she got bounced. What the fuck is Barry? Well, Barry is a lunatic who, I said, can you send me the link? I didn't see that. I did comment on it. You must have bounced out when I did, but can you send me the link for that? I would love to watch that. I didn't see it this morning. I've been sick the last couple of days, so I really haven't had a chance to like go in and watch a bunch of stuff. I've been attempting to. My husband is like, rest, dude. Stop working, because I've been working on a couple cases that are coming up. And he's like, go fucking rest. What do I need to make you to eat? What do I need to get you? Like, go rest. Has to force me to do it. But if you can send me the link so I can watch it or see it. I didn't get a chance to see it, so I haven't seen it yet. But I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I didn't have the room service guy, I'd be pretty screwed. you know? And to be fair, like he works most of the days. He just happened to be home yesterday. No, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And so, it's usually just me and the kids until he gets home at night, but he does a good job of taking care of me when I'm sick. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Called about the golf event and he hung up on her. What a bitch, huh? He's such a bitch. He's got no problem calling other people, right? So apparently Aiden decided he was going to call Nick Rocco at 9:30 at night last night, right? Because that's what he does. Nick made a valid point on Twitter. Oh, no worries. Hi, Cannoli. Live to tape, yeah. Why'd you hang up, bud? Can't take the heat, right? Can't take the heat. Get the fuck out the kitchen. But he called Nick Rocco last night at 9:30 at night. Now, mind you, Nick Rocco has 3 kids, right? Nick and Jen have 3 kids. Why the fuck would you be calling someone at night? Who's probably watching a movie, laying down with kids, putting the kids to bed, giving them a bath, whatever, right? At night like that. So Nick made a valid point on Twitter and said, bro, you could have called me any day, all day, and you wait until you're on a live stream to use it for content, to call me at 9:30 at night when I'm laying down with my kids, dude. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is actually wrong with you? And Nick's right. He waited to do that on a live stream for content and to get his dog whistle out. I'm calling Nick Rocco and I'm leaving him a message about how stupid he is, right? The only reason he did that is because Nick really done pissed him off the other day when he was like, well, I talked to Karen and you fucking don't because she can't stand you and you're just mad. To be fair, that is why he's mad, right? Like, that's why he's jealous. That's why he's mad. Like, that is why you can't post a link in chat. It won't pop up for anybody but me or Amon, unfortunately. I had to block links because we had trolls putting all sorts of random shit in here, but I can't undo it while I'm live. But I wanted to ask him what time her tea time was. Fucking love it. Well, yeah, I mean, he's part-time, part-time. It's at the end of one line this morning. Yeah, you can't send it here because it won't show up for me. It will, like, show up for you, but it won't, like, show up for the rest of the chat. You'd have to send it on to my email or DM it to me on Twitter or Facebook. Or send it to Jesse or someone else who will send it to me. Yeah, it won't go in chat. I had to block those because of a long time ago. I just forgot to reverse it after a while. That's fucking hilarious though. But that's the thing, right? He has no problem calling other people for content, and he wanted the dog whistle. He wanted to tell his audience, like, he's calling Nick Rocco to say Nick Rocco's a piece of shit, so all of you guys need to do the same thing. All y'all need to call him. Y'all need to tag him, tell him he sucks. Like, that's the thing. Live to tape. That is fucking hilarious. And he hung up. He is scared of women, 100%. Garen, he's scared of women because we're more intelligent. That's the bottom line. More independent, more intelligent, and that scares him. Not scared like physically scared, but scared because he's inadequate. And he feels inadequate because he's insecure. Very, very insecure. He hates when anybody calls him the sewer turtle because he knows it comes from here. So every time I see it on Twitter from one of you guys, I'm literally peeing myself laughing so hard. I'm like, he's going to see that and fucking rage out. Rage the fuck out. And I'm just laughing because, oh fucking well, dude, don't do bad shit to bad people and then you won't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? You're doing bad shit to people for no reason, simply because to hide your own shit. And it's harmful, right? Like, it's harmful. You're hurting people's lives to make an extra buck, to hide your own bad behavior. Like, that's a shitty human being. You're not a good person, Aiden. You're a bad fucking person, right? In the words of his ex-wife, when he wiretapped her, he said, I'm not what all the trolls say I am. And to quote his ex-wife, Julie, she said, Aiden, you're everything that they say you are. Everything. That woman dealt with him for over a decade, I believe. Had to deal with him on a daily basis. I'm going to take it from her that she's right. Just saying. Just saying. I'm just going to take it from her that she's right. Give me 1 second, guys. I really have to pee. Like, I drank that whole bottle of water. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry guys, I had to pee. I had to pee really bad. Yeah, so he's raging out. But this right here, this is fucking bonkers.
A lot of us have brains. They don't.
She just actually say that a lot of us have brains, they don't. If you had a brain, you would realize you were in a cult, right? If you had a brain, you would say, hold on, I'm not going to keep making excuses for a man who keeps lying, right? Here's all the evidence that he lied, but I'm going to keep making excuses. If you had one singular brain cell left, you would go, oh, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well,
They don't. No type of fucking brain. Shit for
I
brains.
can't
Telling you.
believe. I can't believe this fucking
They're
football
just so
shit, man.
disgusting.
You don't need to tell me.
Then him with his texts to all these women, but then again want to cry and sit there and say, I didn't mean it like that. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm gonna just say this, and I hope Jessica Machado hears this.
Oh boy.
On July 31st, Jason Brawl sends the first day of 2 days of sexually aggressive text messages. Yep. And then on August 1st was day 2. And instead of being a journalist,
that he's supposed
it's
to be,
couched for 6.5 months. A journalist does not sit on shit like that for 6.5 months.
As if that's supposed to be some giant story.
Do you understand? If that
He's
happened,
so mad.
And obviously it did, that is reported that day before people get hurt by Jason fucking Broyles, Jessica Machado.
He is. Realistically, he's mad because Jason told him about himself and he didn't like that, right? Like, there is no story there. There was no crazy, aggressive anything. Okay? That didn't happen, wasn't a thing. Okay? Like, this is what I mean. Like, when you just run with shit, Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate you. Thank you. When you just run with shit like that and just say it and you're like, what are you really mad at? And that's the thing. Why don't you just say why you're really mad? Like, just say why you're really mad. Just be like, hey, I don't like Jason Broyles because he told me about myself and it made me think. And so I am now forever going to attack him because he told me about myself and he told me to leave Nan alone and I don't like that. So I'm just going to attack him. Like, just be honest, bro. Like, this whole, like, dance around the bush bullshit and pretending like someone did something that they didn't do. Like, no. Fucking no. 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 Just no. Absolutely fucking not. It's not a fucking thing. Jessica Machado. He's apparently mad at Jess Machado for not reporting on a Jason Broyles story. Not for nothing, but gossip about Jason Broyles is not a fucking breaking news story. There's no universe where I would be reporting and like writing a whole article on someone claiming that like they did. And I think this comes from Video Jesus, like, not for nothing, but she's not the most intelligent, not the sharpest tool in the shed or crayon in the box.
Regardless of who you're aligned with,
no,
you report it. You have a duty and you have an ethical duty to report that before someone gets hurt.
I agree, Barry. I agree.
Welcome
100%.
to my TED Talk.
Yes.
Here's a TED Talk for you, Barry. Maybe stop harassing a grown woman and her children and threatening them. Yeah, that's a TED Talk for you. Talk about harming people. You've been doing that for over 6 months to Nan, right? Like, maybe, just maybe, you stop doing that before you talk about fucking harmful anything or harmful people. Maybe you yourself stop being harmful and cyber stalking and fucking harassing a grown woman because she doesn't want to talk to you.
Jessica Machado.
I agree, Barry. Yes.
No, but that's true. That is true right there. That is true. Because if she would have put that out a long time ago, a lot of people would have been hit.
It wasn't a secret, though. Him and most of the mediating he did was on the Turtle Rider side, right? He does. He needs a binky and a blankie. He needs a blankie too. Like that wasn't there was no secret that Jason was mediating between parties in certain aspects because the people went to him and asked him to do so, right? They said, hey, Jason, can you help me? Can you talk to this person you're friends with? And that person's like, hey, Jason, can you talk to this person you're friends with? And so then he's kind of stuck in the middle of like mediating this problem. That was never a fucking secret, ever. None of that was a secret. Everyone knew it, even the quote anti-side that I'm on. None of that was a secret. So I don't know why Barry's acting like it's some fucking breaking news story. It's not. He wasn't trying to mediate people's personal business. They asked him. They went to him. So that's like, you know what I mean? When people come to me and ask me for help, I don't say no, right? Like, and I'm not comparing like me and him. We're two different people. But if someone comes to me and asks for help, I'm not going to turn them away. I'm going to do the best I can to give them whatever help I can, I can give. And yeah, if it didn't offend her for fucking 6 months, why all of a sudden is it offending her now is my question. Like, why is it offending Jess Machado now if it didn't offend her for 6 months? Just wondering. Like,
To what he was doing.
If Jessica Machado was a journalist, I wouldn't have had to go through the ring of fire with a dozen people every day for 4+ months. I would have been done.
i.e. that means like just tweeting nonsense all day long for months. Like that's the ring of fire, is like just tweeting nonsense and hopping in DMs of women all over the country to help solve your Nan won't talk to me problem. That's the ring of fire. Interesting. No one asked you to do that, Barry. No one. Nobody asked you to do that. You took that upon yourself, sir. And then you want to cry and bitch when people call you out for acting like a lunatic. Got it. Sure. Makes sense. Turtle Boy method. We're doing the Turtle Boy method. We're doing the sewer turtle method. Got it.
Wow. Yep.
Sad.
That's very sad.
Ugh. I can't.
I'm sorry, Barry.
Appreciate it.
I agree with you.
My
100%.
daughter is everything. And for Jessica Machado, listen, for Jessica Machado to do what she did, shame on her.
Shame on her. Shame on her. I agree, Barry.
No kids need to go. No kids need to go through and hear.
100%.
Not a fan of Jess's.
What comes on these exes in their accounts. That's just sickening.
People can talk shit about you, Barry, but you're right. You're right. You're right more than you're wrong. Trust me.
Funny, Val didn't give any extra fucks when Naden was the one going after people's children, did she? She thought that shit was funny, as a matter of fact. She clapped that shit on like a seal. See how she switches depending on who it is? She didn't report on the story, the quote story that Barry said is a story. Like, so she didn't do that. Listen, I got plenty of criticisms of Jeff Machado, but as independent media, you get to choose what stories you're going to cover and which stories you're not going to cover. So if you choose not to cover a story, like you choose not to cover a story. Yeah, I feel like it just, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I'm not saying like everybody should go out and trust him. I'm just saying like that wasn't a secret. You know what I mean? Like everyone on planet Earth knew that's what was happening, that all this shit was being mediated. I also myself reached out to Jason at one point about those articles about Lindsay because they were filled with things that simply were not true. And Aiden said so, and one-sided nonsense. And so like I had a problem with those articles specifically because there were things missing. There was context missing. There was a lot of innuendo and speculation that was being said as if it was true. Like I had a problem with that, obviously. So I didn't agree on either one of the quote exposés that were done on her either because I felt also like it was a hit piece. What fucking news is this other than she's his ex-girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're at that point, Maestro, right? Like, I feel like we're at that fucking point at this point. Like, I mean, I wish they would give us the Epstein files so we would know what judges and politicians and famous people are still running around probably doing really bad shit. But they're still trying to cover that shit up.
That one.
Yeah. You say, yep.
I can't tell you how much shit I got from these guys because they thought they were so morally superior to others.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Jason Brawls, morally superior.
And a lot of these people do it because they live far away, too. You know what I'm saying? It's like they
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
The only one that lives close, I think, is 5150.
Wrong. Many of us live here in Massachusetts. That's the other thing. Now we have people who don't even live here talking about who lives close and who doesn't. The fuck's that? What does that mean? What does that? I live here. What the fuck's that mean? What the fuck does that mean, dude? I'm a masshole. I live here in Massachusetts. I grew up in Norfolk County. Like, what the fuck? What's that got to do with a goddamn thing? This is much bigger than who lives in Massachusetts.
God.
I'm
That's
lost.
it.
I don't even know what happened.
It's just, you don't hurt family.
You don't.
Yeah.
And
I
they
agree.
hurt family. I can tell you right now, they hurt family. And they don't even fucking care. I mean, if you go on Jason Broll's wall, every post either has fuck off, fuck you, or moron.
Oh my God.
Moron. Yes.
Moron.
Yes. Moron.
Yes,
Moron.
moron.
He calls everybody a
Yeah,
moron.
see you
Yes.
next.
I mean, not for nothing, but I don't have many other words for people who don't rub their brain cells together from moron. I mean, moron, idiot, or brainwashed. I mean, you're either blatantly putting goggles on and ignoring what's right in front of you on purpose to simp for Aiden, or you are that fucking stupid. It's one or the two. All right? Like, so, I mean, what other word would you use for that? You know? I mean, I agree. That's my point. Is who the fuck cares where someone lives? Once it's like, once you're talking about people from all over, like it doesn't really matter who lives here and who doesn't. You know what I mean? Like that's an irrelevant fucking point.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Moron. I was just gonna say moron when you were saying that.
I feel like she must be talking about herself at this point. She's repeated it like 7 times.
Yeah,
Moron.
moron is his number
That's
one
his favorite
word.
word. Yeah, yeah.
Moron. You're a moron.
Right.
Everyone's a moron.
Man, if you guys saw my text history with Jason Broyles,
Nobody wants to see it.
Oh God.
oh man, if you only knew. Bad.
Okay, no one wants to
At
see it.
all.
I'm skipping
I
that.
have a lot of friends on this space. I have a lot of friends on this spaces.
But, Rhodey, with
No.
all due respect,
No, Barry.
go ahead, just fucking talk.
Yeah, I would like to, but you keep disrespecting me and you keep over
Oh,
thing. And
Rhodey, well, it's too bad that you got
No, Barry.
your feelings hurt.
Barry, I'm sorry, you died twice. So just be quiet. You rose from the dead twice and just be quiet.
Okay,
No,
okay,
you're
moron.
crazy.
You know
You're
what?
crazy.
Fuck you.
He
Yeah,
faked
fuck
his
you,
own
bitch.
death. I mean, it's a valid
Yeah,
point.
you know what?
Thank you.
Eat shit.
Thank you so much,
Ooh.
Barry. I hope you have a
Oh,
great
you're
day.
quite welcome, moron.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hurl any responses to you, but you're not going to disrespect me on the space.
You've been like this forever, so too bad.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't, Barry, and I've done nothing to disrespect you, and I think you're being ignorant right now. But anyway, I have a couple of points. Thank you, Sparkly, for giving me a mic. I appreciate it. I apologize to everyone else for Barry's outburst. But anyway, just a couple of things I want to add, please. First of all, everyone is really, a lot of people have been doxxed, unfortunately, in the community. I have been, I know that different people have posted individuals' workplaces, kids' pictures, families, and have asked people to contact their employers. They've tagged people's employers. It's real unfortunate. Multiple people have been tagged. I know Fez has been, I'm seeing Fez. I know Karma has been, myself, Stina, A and B, ton of people that we've all talked about.
All those people are turtle riders.
It's very unfortunate. I will
Not
say
that I
that
condone it. I don't
Jess
condone any of
Machado
that.
had no responsibility to post anything that she received individually, sexual in nature, from Jason. That's my opinion. It was stuff that she received, sexual harassment texts. That's my opinion, and I'm gonna 10 toes down on that. Other than that, that's really all I had to say. And I do apologize for the outburst. Barry and I don't see eye to eye in a lot of things.
We never see eye to eye. You know this.
Barry, Barry,
God,
just please. I don't
Go
want to
ahead.
disrupt Sparkly's space. This is her
I'm
space.
sorry. Go ahead.
Sparkly, I
Go ahead.
apologize. No, Barry,
I apologize.
listen.
Go ahead.
Oh
Come on.
boy.
Not time or place. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Thank you, Sparkly, for hosting this space. And that's it.
I have
Okay, great.
I don't even mess with Boston Red Sox.
That's the part that gets me, is all these same people bitching about being doxxed are the same people that laughed and pointed fingers when it was someone on the quote opposite side of them. I don't condone it across the fucking board, right? But I'm going to tell you this much. If you come for someone's children or family, and you post them online, and then you expect not to be doxxed, I don't know what the fuck to tell you at that point. Yeah, some did. Yep, some did. That's the thing. Like, listen, I have no reason to dox anybody, nor do I give a fuck. But the one way I'll make that exception is my children, my family. Like, if you think that that's an acceptable behavior, don't fucking expect that someone's not going to find out who's behind the account, what they're saying, and if it's appropriate, right? If you're a school teacher doxing children, that's highly inappropriate, right? Like, that's highly fucking inappropriate. It's inappropriate, period. But, like, it's even more inappropriate with a position of power, like a teacher or a doctor or a, you know what I mean? Like, a coach. Like, fuck it. Come on, man. You know? The hypocrisy is wild. It's wild. You cannot expect to sit there and do this shit to people, and then when you get doxxed, cry about it. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been doing it to other people. I simply don't engage in that behavior. It's not that hard. It's really not. Don't be a shitty human. If you don't engage in the behavior, nobody will engage back in that behavior unless they're a turtle rider lunatic who just does it because Aiden gives a dog whistle. That's a whole different thing. But the best way you can not do that is by not engaging in that behavior and clapping it on like a fucking seal to begin with, right? Like, when you see something you know is wrong, don't just sit there and clap it on because you think Aiden wants to see that, and if he doesn't, then you're going to get, yelled at in his chat and told to die in a hole. Like, maybe that's not somebody you should be following then if you're so worried that he's going to go bonkers on you in his own chat and tell you to die in a hole. Like, if you're fearful, afraid of giving a comment respectfully, right? Or a opposing opinion respectfully, that the person you're giving it to is going to go to extreme lengths like doxing your family, or you are going bonkers on you and sending all the rest of the mob after you because you didn't agree with them, then maybe, just maybe, that is your intuition telling you that's not a good person. Somebody you should be engaging with in any capacity. You should step away from someone like that. It's like the warning bells that are supposed to go off in people's brains simply stop going off because they were brainwashed so much into like forcing it to go away and pretending it's not there and making excuses for it, Oh yeah, he got walked out by the Dudley PD. I love that he still to this day keeps claiming that he quit his job as a teacher. He did not quit his job as a teacher. The Dudley police walked him out of that high school building. Okay? When you quit a job as teaching, they don't walk you out with the police. Just an FYI. You know when you get walked out with the police? When you get fired because you're a fucking disgrace and you're using school computers to write reprehensible, heinous shit under the name Turtle Boy online. And you're harassing a young girl at a fucking Giants game, making these kinds of gestures behind a 14-year-old girl's back, or 14, 16, however old she was. It's just like, again, normal people don't engage in that kind of behavior. They just don't. He has been reliving that. I swear to God. He likes to try to rewrite history. A lot of the time it's rewriting history, right? Pretending to rewrite history and revising it so it benefits him in some way. Most of us know that that's not the truth, not even close to it.
Changed from July 11th to last month.
Very screaming.
Answer the questions, Jay.
What changed from July 11th to last month? Well, nothing about you being a lunatic because you're still harassing man.
And you said that you were finding John Barron on August 8th, August 9th?
Like, and I have literally said, like, I think, like, you should definitely, like, he seems like someone who might act on that anger. And you should be very careful, right? Thank you, Lisa. Normal people don't excuse or support it. But that's the point. Like, when you see something, listen, there are plenty of people that I don't like on both sides, or I don't get along with on both sides. Mostly because Aiden, and then just believe whatever he says, which is whatever. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about that. I stopped giving a fuck about that a long time ago. But I would never, ever say that it's okay for their families to be attacked. It's like, listen, I'm not a fan of certain people, but if their families were being attacked, you can bet your ass that I would say, not a fan of this person, but this is not okay behavior. That is not okay to happen to anyone. I mean, I got pushback when I said that about Meredith, because some people on the anti side don't like Meredith, and that's fine, but it's not appropriate. It shouldn't happen to anyone. Nobody. I don't care if you like them or don't like them. It shouldn't be about whether you like them or don't like them. I've got some pushback too for Jen Altman. You know, whether you like her or not is irrelevant to the fact that it is wrong. You don't do that to someone. I don't care if you like them, if you don't like them. You know, like, it's not okay. It is not fucking okay. The dog whistles, the attacks from the mob after he does the dog whistle in the same way that he did to Nick last night, right? Like, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you were close to Aiden, whether you were far away from him. If he thinks that you're getting more attention, or you have something he wants, or he's jealous of something, or you didn't lie for him, he's going to come for you. You can simply just disagree with him, or he could simply just read your comment wrong in chat. And next thing you know, he's telling you to die in a hole. Next thing you know, his fake sock accounts and few people he contacted privately are now saying your family's names. They're saying where you work. They're sending people to make constant posts about you to get you to go away and shut up. Like, this is a pattern that's been going on for a really, really long time, you know? Really, really long time. Fuck the Brokeback Baker, dude. Fuck him. Not for nothing, but that dude is a simp. Like, listen, the second that dude decided that Aiden was going to say my name and run his mouth, then Will was going to run his mouth because Aiden did, right? Not because he had a problem with me, but because Aiden did. And then the Baker was going to do whatever Will did. Like, that's the second that I knew these people have no, like, brain cells of their own to think about anything. Why would you be attacking somebody you don't even have a problem with? Because the turtle did, right? So it was in succession. As soon as Aiden did it, then Will would do it. And as soon as Will would do it, then the Baker would do it. And it would go around in a circle. Every time it would happen, Aiden would say my name, the next two would do it. And it's like, bro, everyone on planet Earth can see what the fuck's going on here. Like, I mean, the fact that anybody listens to the Baker guy, I don't know what the fuck, like, sorry, not sorry, dude. Like, that guy pretends to cover cases, but he doesn't know a goddamn thing about the law. He oftentimes is just spewing nonsense out of his face that he knows nothing about. And I'm shocked that people buy it, honestly. I am shocked that people actually believe a fucking single word that's coming out of his mouth. When you think you have to dress up like a woman to make fun of her because the turtle did, like, that tells me that all you're looking for is the attention from his audience. You're not trying to grow your own. You're not trying to be your own community. You want his and Will's audience. That's all you care about. Because why else attack people you don't have an issue with, or never did have an issue with, and know nothing about, right? Come on, man. Ridiculous. I don't know about doxing him. I don't think I ever saw that, but fuck him. You know, I don't condone doxing in any capacity. I don't know, you know, when that happened. I didn't see that part, but most people know, like, what country he lives in and what his name is. We all knew that, like, ahead of time, like, before that. So that wasn't secret, but anything like his personal phone number or personal address, I don't think I ever saw anything like that. But even if it did happen, like, again, it shouldn't happen to anyone. Doesn't matter who the fuck it is, you know? Family should never be a thing. Why are families getting dragged into something the adults said, you know? You know, like, come on. Dude, they need their hard drives checked. They need fucking their phones checked. Like, they need all sorts of... Rose, you made it, my darling. In my defense, my hair is a gorgeous shade of fuchsia magenta. I love that. I freaking love that. I love that so much. I love that. I was actually looking in the mirror this morning and I was like, oh, damn it. Like, all my grades are coming back in. I was like, I'm going to need to dye this. And, like, I guess it's box dye it is. Because you know how expensive it is to get your hair done? It's like $200 to get your hair done. I don't have that kind of fucking money laying around for no reason. Like, nope, do not have it. Not a thing. If I did, that's what I would get myself for Mother's Day. I would get my hair done. I would get my hairs did. Or my nails. Now a whole full set of acrylic nails are like $75. I'm like, that when I was younger, it was like $35. It's like $75 to get your nails done now, which is fucking wild. It's just more than doubled. That's insanity. Yeah, I know doesn't she live in like New York now or something? I mean, it's very possible that she used to live in Hyde Park, you know. She's definitely a phony though, that's for sure. She's the biggest hypocrite I've ever fucking seen out of any of them. I agree with this, Rose. Why can't we all live under the rule of don't be a fucking dick? I agree. Can we do that? I feel like we should be able to do that. I feel like it's really not asking that much, right? Like, I feel like it's really not asking that much to just be like a decent human being, not a shitty human being, but just a decent human. I feel like, that shouldn't be a fucking problem, but, these days, these fucking days. So, also, just coming up, in case you guys know, this upcoming week, not this week we're in, but next week, Aiden has hearings. There's a Karen Reed hearing. There's 2 Aiden or 3 Aiden hearings next week. I think the 14th and the 15th are going to be very busy days. We'll be covering the hearings, obviously. His, quote, mega motion nonsense dismissal that he's attempting is happening, and as I know, it's never going to be dismissed. He's, that's where Federer wrote his fake medical conditions in that mega motion that could probably be half the size that it was. It's just repetitive speculation is what it really was. Just repetitive nonsense speculation of spinning narratives that Aiden claims, of course. And there's not a snowball's chance in hell it'll be dismissed. But I have no doubt that the judge is going to ask about moving the trial up. And that's what I really want to hear about. I want to hear about the judge telling Bradel and Federer as they scream and squirm and go, "Oh, Your Honor, we can't. We're booked up. We have too many. We can't do it. We gotta have it back then." Because the judge was very clear. He said, "I'll leave it at November, but if Karen's phones aren't coming in, then we can move this up. Because then you're not waiting for a taint team to go through all the stuff." That they've had plenty of time, or the judge told him, like, because Bradel was like, "Oh, there's this many amounts of pieces of information and blah, 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 blah." And the judge was like, "You've already had X amount of time to go through it. Like, nope, you're going to be fully ready without excuses, Oh, Rose. I love you. Thank you. You know what? I can thank them for the free advertisement, right? For the free advertisement where they go and they try to shit on me because they don't know me or a single thing about me. And then people come here looking to see what they're going to find. And they're like, wait a second, I actually enjoy this channel and this community and these people. And what the fuck am I actually watching when it comes to these idiots? Like, so I've gotten quite a few emails of people who found me that way and ended up realizing what they were dealing with and ended up realizing, like, holy shit, I am in a cult, or I am like engaging with people who are in a cult, and holy fuck, right? Like, and so I can appreciate that they have helped open people's eyes by shitting on me with just nonsense that isn't true because they don't know me, right? Aiden doesn't know a single thing about me. Never did. Never had a conversation about anything about me or myself. Everything is always about him. Remember that. Doesn't know an actual real thing about me. He knows whatever gossip he wants to make up and shit that he just wildly spewed because he was mad that I didn't lie for him. Like, in the same way that he did to pretty much anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of lies that dude tells, I'm telling you, one day he's going to get struck by lightning. He's going to get struck by lightning. That's it. But, right? They're heads and then some, my friend. They're heads and then some. But I will be definitely keeping an eye on South Carolina to see about that appeal for Alex Murdaugh, because I have a sneaking suspicion they might grant that. Just he's got a good argument there with the court clerk having biased the jury. And so that's a problem. And then we have Aiden's upcoming hearings this upcoming week, multiple, and then Karen has a hearing this week. And then, there was one account that I wanted to address, right? I'm searching or surfing X, and one of Aiden's minions actually said this to Nick Rocco, I kid you not, and said, "Nick, you left Karen Reed homeless. Why didn't you just give her one of your houses to live in until she got on her feet?" First of all, Nick sold those 3 houses and bought like a building like a long time ago, but they were like trying to shit on him, I think, for winning the lottery at one point. And he was like, I had already bought a house before I won the lottery. Then I bought 3 more when I won the lottery. And then I sold that 3 houses and bought like a building or whatever. But the fact alone that you think this woman said, well, if you supported Karen, you would basically give her a house to live in, right? Hey, Turtle Rider, right? Why don't you ask Aiden to give her some money to move into an apartment? Why is it like, why do you think that Nick owes Karen Reed a house to live in until she gets on her feet? Using the phrase, you left Karen homeless, because you didn't give her one of your houses just because you support her. Like, I'm not giving someone a house that supports me. I don't own a house, but even if I did own multiple houses, I'm not just handing a house over to someone who supports me. You know, if they were going through a tough time, I might let them stay in an empty apartment for a little bit. But giving them a house indefinitely, and because I support them in some way, like, that's fucking bonkers to expect that anyone would do that. But if you want to apply that same ridiculous thought process, then why hasn't Aiden given her a chunk of change or an apartment or any help whatsoever? Just wondering. Asking for a friend, Turtle Rider. Asking for a fucking friend. Just wanted to address that really stupid comment that I saw earlier, because they have no problem pointing the finger at everyone else except Aiden, right? They apply that ridiculous logic, but they never reapply it to him, right? And then they get mad when you point the finger back and go, well, why didn't your buddy do that? And then it's crickets. Yeah, $75 for a full set. I mean, I haven't had one since last Mother's Day. As you can see, they're all natural because they're so expensive. I had one last Mother's Day. That's the last time I got my nails done. Just throw that out there. Although, speaking of which, make sure you all love your mothers this weekend. Mother's Day is this weekend, and I totally forgot that it was Mother's Day this weekend until literally yesterday morning, I think it was. I completely space caded out on that. But make sure that you're celebrating your mothers, your foster mothers, your single dads, your whoever took care of you, your grandparents, your friend's mom, whoever took care of you, whoever helped raise you, whoever that may be. You know, make sure that you show them all your love this weekend, because one day a year that moms get, it's nice to be recognized and, you know, love your babies. Moms, love your babies, because they grow up so fast. I feel like I blink and my kids get older, you know, and older and older and older. Also, anybody who likes music and entertainment industry, Kodak Black was arrested this morning on MDMA charges. MDMA is a drug, so he was arrested on MDMA charges, which is weird. But I had that was something that happened last minute before I came on here, so I had to throw that out there for all of you who like celebrities and entertainment and music. Kodak Black was arrested for MDMA charges. I feel like there's a lot of other things in the Meghan Markle shared a picture of Archie's face for his 7th birthday. That was also one of the headlines I saw this morning. It's crazy. And then there was a Texas guy that fled the country ahead of his trial for murder of his pregnant wife. That was the other headline, which is fucking crazy. So if that's something you guys want to check into, that was one of the headlines I read this morning. A Texas man was fled the country ahead of his trial for the murder of his pregnant wife, which is just fucking bonkers to me. Absolutely bonkers. I am going to wrap this up in a second here. I appreciate you popping in, Rose, even though we were a little late. Now you can go back and watch the rest, if you want, of course. You can watch it on 1.5 speed, my notoriously late, amazing friend. But I would ask that y'all make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Yeah, get yourself a membership. If you don't have a membership to the channel, you can do that. I'd say you can do super chats, but you can't do that when I'm not live anymore. So you can do super thanks, I believe. Yeah. But there's other ways to support the channel if you can. That would be stellar. We were out sick 2 days this week, which is not ideal, and so we can definitely use the extra boost and kindness from you guys. We have options like Cash App and Venmo, PayPal. We have a link that works for any credit or debit card. We also have Chime and Revolut. I said, my notoriously late friend, I said, I appreciate you popping in, but now you can go back and watch the rest of it if you want. Or on 1.5 times, so that I talk faster, so you can get through it faster. Or not. You don't have to go back and watch the rest. But it was a good show. It was a good show. But I love your stinking faces. Oh, wait. Let me check real quick and make sure. I know there was a thank you I needed to give. Hold on. Boop. Please hold. Well, Nextel subscriber you are trying to reach is located. Sometimes I forget to check my email right before I pop out, and then that's it. So hold on. Oh, so slow motion. Quick thank you to the last donor of the day. It was for $100 of just this donation. Anonymous. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love your stinking faces. If any donations come in and you guys are watching me on the restream and you're the replay crew, I will read it tomorrow and give you thank you tomorrow in the beginning of the show. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye, everybody.